All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to your favorite podcast, the mmod Team Q&A. My name is Nick, aka Gocnac. I'm the project and development lead here with some of my lovely team members. We got a lot of awesome stuff to show off, a lot of sparkly, glittery things to show off. We're gonna answer some burning questions. We got a lot of progress to show off, and quite a bit more to do. We got some crashes. Hopefully we don't get any. But it's all work in progress until 0.10.0. And then we're done. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go down the list of everybody on the call. You guys can introduce yourselves, and we'll get going with showing off some cool stuff.
Well, I'm at the top of the list.
Yes,
I'm
you
streaming
are.
right now. This is my game, everybody. Although I'm here to show you clustered rendering today. Get to that though.
Oh yeah. Then we have Mac.
Hi, I'm here. I'm also sick, so I probably won't be talking too much. But yeah, I do tooling occasionally on this game, and do a bit of mapping.
Heck yeah. We also got Panzer.
Hey, I'm Panzer. I'm an engine developer, tool developer, and a mapper.
Heck yeah. Oh, we got Ellis.
I think this is my first time on a Q&A stream.
It is.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
What's up? Yeah. Online I go by Peen Screaker. I've been working on UI stuff for the game, so some HUD helpers, and recently the zoning, in-game zoning UI.
Oh yeah, a ton of great stuff. Are we gonna show off any of the zoning stuff today?
Probably not. We'll probably do some more boarding stuff some other time.
Okay.
If you want.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. All right, and then last but not least, we got Tom.
Hi, I'm currently debugging a crash that we have, so I'm distracted. Wait, have I found it? No. Okay. Yeah. Hi. I do the game dev and web dev and UI, etc.
Cool. All right. So with that, we'll get into our first ask question. I'll kind of lead up into your stuff, Lumia, but our first ask question that we get. What has everybody been up to? 0.10.0. 0.10.0. We have been basically balls to the wall working on not only finishing up those bigger features, so the new, networking, right? Like with full spectate. We saw a little bit of it in the previous Q&A, but it's actually been like pretty much fully fleshed out. The new lobby system is fully hooked up, syncing, like entities across spectate, right? Versus replay versus, right? We have a lot more. We have another UI panel that's also coming. That's going to be a little more like a scoreboard kind of thing that shows you where everybody is in the tab menu. There's a lot of like kind of bugs around a lot of that. And a lot of cleanup work going in, removing all of the old code that we were using for like the 09, branch and all of that. So a lot of work has been done around that. Map porting, just basically all of our map porting tools have been worked on. A lot of bugs around, Lumper, around our in-game porting tools and things like that being fleshed out and worked on. We have a ton of work being done on the zoning tooling by Ellis, who's in the Q&A. And it's all like almost there to where we're like getting scarily close to actually knowing a rough date. It's actually kind of cool how well this is coming together. A lot of work, I guess, I don't know if this is an asked question. A lot of the outstanding work that we have is really going to be a lot more documentation and media work around what exactly is in 0.10.0, how it took that, this long, what, we've been doing, like what we have now for the future, like just kind of showing off all of that, as well as documentation around map porting guidelines, map submission guidelines, things like that. Just making sure that the whole process that we're about to open the floodgates, right, to is well documented, and people aren't just kind of like, what am I, how do I add a map? We can just very easily link people the resources that they need to get going on that. So one of the most recent features is actually something that's been in the works. We've been teasing it longtime Q&A fans may have remembered this. We're on Strata Source. So Strata Source is a shared code base. It's not just Momentum, it's other licensees that have agreed to join, including Portal 2 Community Edition, and some other projects that I'm sure will eventually. Oh, you've heard of Portal 2 Revolution, that is built on the Strata Source engine. So there's a lot of licensees that have been using a shared code base, which means that all the features and things that we work on are shared, right? Like if we add some really cool tool that's like useful in game or something like that, everyone in the engine can using Strata can use it, right? So it's a really cool setup, and it's nice because, right, a lot of licensed projects are really stagnated and like across, like you get basically the same implementation of the same 3 shaders or something, and it's like done 100 times versus R1 implementation that's shared for everybody and improved for everybody, right? It's a really nice way to kind of like, get a lot of like code churn, or get a lot of like features in the engine, right, without having to like either hire a new person to do it or something like that. So it's really nice to have kind of a closed source, but closed open source, if that makes sense, like a closed collaborative source branch. So one of the features that we're really excited to show off is an update to the lighting engine. So Walter is so excited. You might hear him in the background just screaming for joy. One of the features, I guess, of Source that makes it kind of look dated is the lighting model. And for those that have seen, Portal 2 Community Edition has an excellent video. If someone wants to get the link to that and link it in chat, feel free. Thank you. They have an excellent video that kind of starts to go over what clustered is and what it can do. We're going to actually show you what we could use clustered for, just as from like a game like design standpoint, right? Of like our assets, our stuff. And then this is also a lighting system that mappers can use. So clustered oh wait, are you going to talk about what clustered is, Lumia, or should I give like
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So with that in mind, I will hand it over to Lumia, whose screen or like gameplay you're currently watching. So
Yeah. So basically, as all mappers know, the Source engine really does not have any good solutions for real-time lighting. The vast majority of the lighting in your map is baked using VRAD into the light maps, and it is completely static for the most part. There's some exceptions. You can animate things. Props have some limited real-time lighting. CSGO added the environment lighting with CSM. Portal 2 maps use projected textures. There's some kind of exceptions, but there's no general purpose real-time lighting system. And so just for basic stuff like this, it can be really difficult to get results that look good. So clustered rendering adds a real-time lighting system that you can use pretty much on any light at all. It gives you the ability to do real-time lights and shadows. So clustered is not like it's not like an RTX thing or anything like that. It's not a post-processing effect. It's not really going to make existing maps look any different at all. So 2 Fort will look exactly the same as it always did. But it is a tool that mappers can use to improve their older maps if they want to add real-time lighting effects. And also they can use it to make stuff that just really wasn't feasible or possible at all before. So this is kind of a common example here. This is using traditional Source engine lighting. I have a door here, and by default, doors don't cast shadows. And so the light on the other side of this door just spills through here, even when the door is closed. And you can also see this inside face, when the lighting is baked by VRAD, this face is up against a wall. No light can reach it. But the engine has no way of knowing when the door is opened that now light can reach this face. It's all completely static. So you can kind of mitigate this a little bit by making the door cast shadows, but now you have the opposite problem. When I open the door, light should spill out through here, but it doesn't. So these are just the limitations of using baked lighting. So now let me show you what you can do with clustered. That shadow was wrong because there's a bug, but when
my
I
capture
open
might
and
be a
close
little
this,
buggy too. Sorry about that. It might be a little choppy. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. When I open and close this door, you can see that the light actually updates in real time. And that's because the light that's inside this room is not using baked lighting. It's not baked into the light map. This is a real-time light. So all of the lighting is actually being calculated on my GPU right now, every frame. And that's how it's able to do these real-time shadows. So you can do some pretty interesting stuff like this. Yeah, the shadows are pretty sharp. Oh, wow, your stream looks terrible.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so choppy. This is on
That's not
Discord's
just
end.
choppy, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like, yeah, I'm not sure
All
why.
right.
Because
Well, I
was able to
apologize,
stream
this
Tom's
isn't
screen
very
last
good.
time. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Sorry
Discord
about
streaming has
that,
been
but-
horrible recently. Okay, yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, hopefully this still comes across reasonably well.
Yeah,
So
the map is
just to
not
give an
lagging.
example,
It's not.
yeah,
it's not.
just to give some kind of examples of what you can do with this. So you can have stuff move in front of your lights. These are two spotlight entities that I've just parented to a func rotating, and it just works. So they are casting shadows as they turn. And somebody in chat mentioned that the shadows are really sharp. You can also control that, although right now, less sharp shadows don't look as good. So basically, clustered lets you do things where lights and the things that are illuminated by the lights can move now. But there are some other benefits as well. So we have a PBR shader in the game. We've had this since before we were on Strata, I think. And the PBR shader allows you to do really nice shiny surfaces and really nice metallic surfaces. But for those to look correct, you need something called specular reflections. Specular reflection is when the light bounces off of a surface at the same angle that it hits it. If you ever did the physics experiment in high school where you shine like a laser at a prism, you might remember the refraction and reflection. That reflected part, that's what we call specular. So shiny surfaces have a lot of specular reflection. Metals, physically speaking, only have specular reflection. The problem is that specular is basically a real-time phenomenon. It's not something that you can bake into the light maps. I think there are techniques out there or something spherical harmonics, I don't know, but it's not something the source engine can do. So this is, again, a completely static baked light. You can get some amount of specular using cube maps. So I've got this non-metallic tile floor here, and you can see it kind of reflects the things on the wall. And then I have this metal, and it's also showing some amount of reflection. But what you're not really getting is any specular highlights from the light itself. There's a light entity in the center of the room. You just don't really get that with just cube maps, because cube maps are basically only doing indirect specular. Now in this room, I have a clustered light in the center of the room, and you can see the floor right away. You can see these really bright specular highlights. That's from the light. You can also see it pretty well on the top of this metal, right in the middle where it's really bright. That is the real-time specular highlighting coming from clustered. And you can tell the difference. I mean, you look at this surface, old, this surface new, it looks the way it should look. If you took this PBR material and you put it in a different game engine that supports PBR, this is about how it would look there as well. So with the clustered lighting, our PBR materials can actually look pretty good now. With the combination of the specular highlights in real time and the cube maps, you can actually get some really nice results that like stock source engine can't do.
Just to note, our weapon and hand models have always been PBR, so you may have also noticed, right, the gun, the hands, right, also getting some really nice lighting on them compared to that old static room where it's just sampling. I think it's like a rough sample, like, so it kind of lights it. Yeah, you can kind of see it's like.
Yeah, and I think the models, they are picking up the cube maps, but because the cube maps are only the indirect light, they're too dark. They should be picking up the specular highlights here to get those really like shiny highlights that actually make the metal look metallic.
Yeah.
Now, one more thing that clustered can do is with props. Now, props in the source engine have always had real-time lighting, and physics props have some very simplistic shadows, but the real-time lighting on props is vertex-based. So I have a desk here. This is a prop from TF2, and if I turn on wireframe, you can see here the triangles that make up the desk. Their corners, their vertices, are at the edge. There's no vertices like in the middle of the desk. And so this is a problem because if you put a light over this, it can only light up the vertices. It can't light up anything in between them. And in fact, there is a light on this desk. I put a light spot entity right in front of this lamp, but because it doesn't hit any of the vertices, you literally can't see it. Now, if you've done TF2 mapping, TF2 does have a feature called prop light mapping, where you can put a light map on props instead. And I think that's part of the reason this prop is designed this way. It was designed with the expectation of using light maps. But Strata doesn't have that because they never added that to CSGO, and we're ultimately based on CSGO. And so CSS and CSGO props aren't set up for that anyway. TF2 props will not look very good in Momentum Mod because of the fact that we can't render static prop light maps. So we don't have that. But Clustered, because it's a real-time renderer, real-time lighting, it's doing it per pixel. So this is the exact same spotlight, but now it's a real-time clustered lighting spotlight, and it actually looks correct. Not only do you get per pixel lighting on this simple prop, you also get the specular highlights from it.
Oh yeah.
So this is something you literally could not do before, is put a desk lamp on a desk. You can do that with Clustered now. And the last thing that I want to show off. So this thing is really cool. This is the Light Editor Dev UI. So you can actually use this to select clustered lights. So I'll select this one. It looks like it's actually rendering the angle backwards. That's kind of funny. But you can actually modify the light itself in real time. So I can just make it brighter or make it dimmer. I can make the light cone narrower, wider. You can just change this because it is a real-time light. And so we don't have this hooked up to Hammer or anything like that yet, but you could change all of this stuff in-game and then go and copy these parameters back into Hammer, so you can sort of do this. Now, Clustered is not free. It is kind of it's a bit of a sharp tool in the sense that you can hurt yourself with it if you use it wrong. So we're currently working on writing up a lot of good guidelines on how to actually use Clustered correctly. It does not completely replace the old lighting system. Static lights are still really good for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you use in combination with like normal VRAD lighting. So we're working on documentation for all of this. And once we roll this out, we'd like to provide mappers with some materials they can use so that they can start making the most use of our PBR shader now, because this is really what enables it. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it. And also, for us, not for mappers, we can also attach real-time lights to entities. We've been working on putting all these real-time lights on all of our projectiles. This is extreme, by the way. The real thing is not going to look this bright. This is very exaggerated just to show it off. But you can see that these things, I think they shine really well on the sticky bomb launcher itself. So we're looking at adding these to rockets, conks, sticky bombs, all the defrag projectiles. Eventually, I'll add them to explosions as well. It is also a really good demonstration of the specular. You can actually see the specular highlights from the sticky bombs on these PBR materials. So, yeah, really neat stuff. Yeah, I think that's all for me.
This will be configurable, so people that do want to have rave sticky bombs, you can locally have your lights be like really bright if you want. You know, it'll all be like con bars and stuff.
So we can't show this off all that well right now because the settings menu is broken. But let me, if you go third person, just so we can see your player model.
Yeah.
Can you like set your player color?
I'm not sure if that works from console.
I think it will. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does work. So right now I've got the lights hooked up to the player's secondary color. So the highlight color on your model, I've made mine red, and so now all my sticky bombs are going to be red. So it'll match up with that as well.
Yeah, in the future we'll make the weapons and the actual, the models, like, right now the sticky bombs themselves are like blue highlights.
Yeah, it's still blue,
Those will be affected by it, so like...
Yeah. So I think there's some questions in chat, but I'm going to go ahead and stop streaming because I don't think I have anything else to show, but I can answer these questions real quick.
What about the sticky limit stuff?
That can be shown later. That's already on 0.10. That's not in this branch.
Okay.
That's not added in this branch.
I can't figure out what's going wrong with Pano. It's something evil concerning a very evil thing, delegates. So I can't figure it out. I'm trying to like bisect and find it. So I'm gonna roll back the current release on Steam very soon because currently opening the settings menu crashes because of some radio button that has some event that is mental. But,
So, what other graphical features? There are some other things in the works. Hopefully, nothing that's this huge. This has actually been in progress. Clustered has for like 2 years. Yeah, and it's been a secret this entire time. I don't think they want to do that again. Smade wrote like 99% of this. I contributed a tiny bit to it, but this was almost all Smade from P2CE's work.
It's a B-hopper.
Yes.
Is he really?
Not our game. Yeah. That's funny.
Now, somebody else asked, what's the average toll on performance? That depends on how much you use it. So for maps that don't use clustered lighting at all, so basically every map that already exists, the performance impact should be little to none. Like I said, though, it is possible to get yourself into trouble with it if you make maps that don't use clustered lights optimally. But we will have some guidelines on how to not shoot yourself in the foot with the clustered lighting system.
But that's the really important thing. Is like we didn't want to do a kind of graphical improvement that's going to radically change how existing maps look.
Yeah.
Right, and so clustered is great because it's just new properties of light entities, which if you apply them, like change a map. But that doesn't mean that like Surf Utopia is going to look completely different or whatever. And generally with like graphical stuff on Momentum, we don't want to make like if we really wanted to, we could slap some like extra post processing on the game, right? Like it wouldn't be that hard, but it's not really something we're that keen on.
Yeah.
I think there's like color mapping. I think that would be the only other graphical feature that we would actually want to look into, like Ace's color mapping or something like that, or AceX or something. There's a better the color mapper that's in the game is from like 2004 or 2008, and there's better color mapping, like more cinematic color mapping techniques that have been developed, and like I think Unreal and Unity use. So we could add that as like the color mapper, but that does change how like maps will look. Because it's color, right? It's all of the color that the game renders. So like different like colors might pop more or something, right? In different circumstances. So that is something that we're considering. Like if we do it now, like, but what the cost of that could be, but visually at least. But yeah, no, I think hooking clustered up to, which I think it has replaced the lighting preview, but there's no, or wait, I don't think that's actually hooked up. But that would be the plan, is that we do want to have lighting preview in Hammer using the clustered renderer that we're using in game, and that way you can see exactly what your clustered lights are going to look like in the game. So a lot of like tool hookup work like that. But yeah, the in-game entity tooling or in-game light entity editing, like you can just use that and Hammer on your other like monitor, or just tab back into it and add the parameters there. And that way you have somewhat of a realistic light editor, but we'll get it more integrated into Hammer over time. A lot of Hammer work needs to be done. But
okay. Wait, I'm not rolling back yet. I said I was going to re-roll. I'll roll back after we do safeguards. We show safeguards after.
Yes. So I got my game. Is there a map that is safe to load?
Yeah, any map should be fine. Besides, there's a couple that have some lights that we now consider invalid for some reason.
Some maps crash. You need to be careful about what maps.
Is Utopia okay? I have that.
I'm pretty sure Utopia's fine.
Okay.
I tried Premium before, and that was not crashing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. So, does somebody want to talk about the new safeguards while I get it set up? Is it just a matter of...
It'll be on by default, set
okay.
to 30 seconds, I think. So if you just do a run and get 30
seconds
in, it work.
Okay,
you can reduce the time too. If you want to show.
Yeah, if 30
Wait,
seconds
we made
is too long,
30 the
we can change it.
default? Oh, I should have.
I mean, we could change it, but
30, yeah, 30 seems like a really low default. Or really,
really
high.
low? Yeah, I was about to say, it might be better to be like 10, 15 seconds. But, okay, I'll get, I'll show off my surf prowess. This is the, this is what it's all about. All right, anyway, so I'll be like, oh no, I'm in the middle of this run and I'm thinking about resetting. But yeah, so the old safeguard system, the idea behind it is that when you are on a good run, or if you're just kind of playing a map, right, like casually trying to beat it, we don't want you to just insta-nuke your timer, right? Like if you completely reset or quit the map or, whatever, like if you do something, we want to try to protect that if you accidentally thumb, your reset bind or something like that, right? So the old system had a couple of options. It was like double press and just kind of convoluted.
Double press. Oh my god.
Yeah, it wasn't
I'll
great.
let you show this off, then I'll rant about how fucking terrible the old system was.
Yeah, the old system was not great. It was just kind of as a like, oh, these are like ways that we could help protect it. But the realistic option is you should probably press to hold, right? Like you should hold to restart. There should be a progress bar. It should be really clear what's happening, right? So in the new system, I think C is my restart. So you can see that something that's popping up there around the cursor is you now have to hold your reset binds. After a threshold that you can configure. So right now it's when you are on a run and over 30 seconds by default. You have to press and hold, and you can see after I don't know how long you have to hold it. It was like a second and a half or like 2 seconds. It will actually restart you. So this is by default our new safeguard system, and this applies to every command. Oh, let me reduce. What's the is it safeguard? There we go. Min run time. Let's do like 5 seconds just so it's easier. I can go down this ramp. So yeah, so it's not just restart. It's also, well, actually, what were all the commands? Do you know, Panzer?
It's just those two.
Okay, so yeah, it's reset the entire run, restart, and then there's reset stage on stage maps that also has it. In linears, it just resets you back to the start. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. This is like something that's been we've wanted to rework for a while now, because yes, I'll actually just hand it over to Tom. The old system was not great.
Like safeguards were just it was programmer brain. Like the way they were implemented was like too much. Just thinking about random edge cases and like they were so weird. And so there were 2 different mechanisms. One was double press. You had to hit the bind twice. Which would show you a toast message the first time every time you did it, being like, you need to press this twice to reset, which was how that wasn't anticipated, I don't know. But then the other thing, and then no movement keys held, and they were all just they both just felt a bit like spooky and like hard to understand, and this now is literally just a thing in the middle of your screen. But also like we were obsessed with like making it so it like affected like commands like regardless if it was a key press or not. Like if you type it in console, we needed to do a safeguard. Why?
Yeah.
Like it matters if you have a key bound to that thing and you press it, right? We don't care about if you go to console and type quit or whatever, right? Like that was absurd. So now we ended up just like realizing that most of that system we could just get rid of. And
yes. I think right now we don't have one for quitting the map, so disconnecting from the map. We might want to re-add that.
If you have a bind to it, yeah.
1 second, Walter's getting somewhere he shouldn't. 1 second.
Oh, sorry, are you saying a quit map bind that should be safeguarded?
I've apprehended the criminal. All right, we're good.
I don't think that many people have a quit or disconnect bind.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, isn't that safeguarded?
Not currently.
Okay. Yeah, I would add that. I mean,
Is there one for save locks?
Yes.
Cool.
Though I don't know if it actually works with the save lock menu. I think it only works if you have the save lock command bound.
oh yeah, okay. So we will have to maybe just change the save new behavior. But also, like, if you press the quit map button, we don't show you a thing. Maybe that's more common for other games to do. Like, oh, you'll lose your progress if you just disconnect. But it just felt unnecessary. Like, I just think if you press the quit, if you open the main menu and press the quit button, you surely know that it's gonna cancel your run. Whilst, like, it's not like we're saying, oh, you need to remember to save your game first or something, which is what most stuff would do, I think.
Well, it's more just like when you're not paying attention and like kind of distracted or something, and like that's what safeguards are really all about. It's like it's the same reason as like fat fingering, right? It's like you're in the menu, you're kind of like looking at other maps.
No, I don't agree.
And
I
you're
just think that's totally different. Like if you're I don't know, if you're opening the map selector mid-run and like opening another map, surely, like you know that's going to cancel your run and you don't care that much. Like, surely.
It is implied that yeah, you are doing a bunch of extra effort to get there, but we'll see. It's the design approach of this was like protect obviously the more like immediate failure, right, of like a bind, right? Pressing a key accidentally is more common than going to the menu and forgetting that you're in a run. So the idea behind, we'll just see if people are like, hey, I just lost my run accidentally. Hey, there I am.
Yeah, if people have the issue, then we can do stuff about it. But
Yeah.
previously, it felt like we were like, what is every issue someone could possibly have?
Yeah.
And how do we write a system that like encompasses all of those issues?
Yeah.
Which just inevitably means like the implementation was just constantly focusing on like dealing with edge cases and these like rare things that might matter to someone.
Yeah.
And I just like I've heard one person say they wanted to keep like the double press thing or something.
No,
And
no.
sorry, but we're getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Like it's just old. Like it's good enough. And like if you want to make the timing really low, you can.
Yeah.
We'll probably do some stuff in the future to like we could make like the time you have to hold kind of proportion to how long you've been doing the run for.
Yes.
Right now it's just a straight thing of like once you've been doing it for 30 seconds, we show this thing. Otherwise it's in. And I think that's probably fine. I do think it's a bit high as a default, but like we should wait and see what other people say. I'm really glad to like finally have this done because like it was a system where like it was just really, really over-engineered, and the implementation now is really simple.
Yes. Keep it simple. That's the rule for engineering.
Especially for like a quite specific system like this, it doesn't really interact with any other system. That's just there to serve its purpose, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you just got to keep those things.
A little high, but still PB'd easy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. It looks like this is the first time I've actually used it, but it seems really good. But also, just the last thing, like we had so many settings for it as well. Like if you went to the settings menu, right now we can't go to the settings menu because it crashes. But there were like 10 different settings, and like you can configure all the different commands like it affects and stuff, and it's just one of those things where you have to just at some point stop worrying. Oh, what if someone wants this or this or this? I'm gonna implement all of it.
Does the clustered lighting interact with fog/dust in any way? It can. Volumetrics could be added and then interact with the lighting. That is actually another open PR that we have is volumetric lighting from Revolution. So they're backporting it to Strata.
Oh wait, we're getting the Revo one. Okay, no,
Yeah.
scissors.
Well, maybe.
Oh,
Revolution's volumetric implementation and clustered are not compatible at all. JJ was looking into that a while ago, and he's like, I have to rewrite this entire thing. So that might not be coming soon. There might be a different implementation of volumetrics that's in the works right now by somebody else.
Yeah, I thought Sears was working on something.
Yeah, there are some improvements, but right now we don't have any kind of volumetrics.
Volumetrics we would really like. Like it's something that's not, because it's a kind of additive thing, right? It's not changing drastically how everything in the game looks. It's a kind of additional visual thing. That...
I do not see you in my lobby. I don't know if that's a weird... I hear you. I hear like your footsteps in the water, but I don't see your guy. I see my guy. There he goes.
Shooting each other.
I can see other people.
Yeah, we're all in spawn. Me, Panzer, and Bella.
Yeah. Nope. Can't see you.
Rip.
Rip.
Phase disconnecting, reconnecting. Oh wait, no, it's a roaming lobby, so it's all spooky and hard to understand.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything. I mean, Discord's failing to. Discord RPC, classic.
Yeah.
But relay can't.
Yeah, this build seems a little fucky. Do we have anything else we were going to show off of this build? Because otherwise I'm going to roll back.
Defrag bonuses?
Does that
Wait,
mean
that's actually in the old build, never mind. It's
yeah,
still
also
not
defrag
broken.
bonuses are like really straightforward.
Yeah.
But
Pretty basic feature.
all right, well,
We can definitely play some, but if they're on the other thing, but yeah.
yeah. I can start speccing someone. We can get through the questions.
Well, I'm gonna do the rollback. So now, maybe we'll do like one question,
Okay.
and then in like 10 minutes or so, just restart your game.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do the rollback.
Yeah.
All right.
Now.
So, first ask question here. Oh yeah, who wanted to read them? Actually, that's my first ask question. Anybody feeling up to it? I can read them. It's no problem.
I don't mind. Sure. Let me
Go
just
for
get the slides. Oh, like dark readers. Okay, so. Yeah, cool. IranSonic, will you guys have any MG maps for speedrunning 2, e.g. Metro, Saw, R-Fix, which I love, which have a start to finish line with many traps along the way?
This MG,
Mini game. So it's
like death
It's-
run type stuff.
Similar,
no,
yeah.
Death Run is one thing that we won't do. We won't do this either. We'll get, but the
It's like single player
mini
death
game-
run. It's just a bunch of traps
Well,
and stuff that you have to dodge.
pretty much, yeah. It's a kind of obstacle course. MG Saw R-Fix, I genuinely played so much, which is a terrible map. But it was like
Yes.
that was like a big part of my like childhood. When I was like 13 or so, I would play those maps.
The main limitation is that we don't have health, so there's no dying or like
Yeah.
traps that slowly take your health down just won't work. But any maps where just like getting hit by an obstacle kills you, we could just set that to reset you to the spawn, and then it could still like have an unranked leaderboard or something. I doubt we'd ever make them ranked BHOT maps
No,
or make an MG game mode, but yeah.
That's the thing is, yeah, we wouldn't want to do a game mode specifically for this because, for one, like these maps tend to be played in different games anyway. I'm not quite sure what setting we'd go for, but it's just not. It doesn't really deserve to be a game mode, in our opinion. Like it's not a kind of skilled movement thing. I guess it can be to an extent, but typically isn't. It's more about just getting a single completion and that's it. As opposed to like doing it fast. Well, I guess in like multiplayer, I think people would kind of race on it, but yeah, it's one of those things that like MG of like the kind of weird, kind of quirky modes that aren't movement related is maybe like the most tenable because it's not multiplayer dependent. Well, it's like Death Run. We'd never do
Right.
Death,
Yeah, we can't do that.
quite consistent multiplayer. But even MG is like, I don't know if people really. If other people on the team were like super pro it, maybe I'd be more sympathetic. But I think that generally, is that right, Nick? That like we've just never really wanted to do like kind of generic completion thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we are a speedrunning game, so it needs to make sense in the sense of like having some sort of score at the end, or like a time at the end. And if MG maps can get,
you could put a timer.
yeah, like if you could like zone it and it is fun. I mean, that's the main thing. It's just like, is it just bunny hop? Like, are you just bunny hopping through it or walking? Like what's the mechanic to it? If it's just bunny hop, then it could just be a bhop map, right? With a kind of gimmicky bhop map or something.
Yeah, I think like maybe some climb might be like the kind of closest mode to
Yeah.
it, something that doesn't allow, but like, yeah, it doesn't really fall under a game mode.
yeah.
But also just like what it takes to beat those maps fast. Like,
I mean, when we add save states, I think moving platforms will be more viable, just because you'll have consistent cycles.
Yeah. That's true. That's the next big feature after O10 is save states.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I might try download
Let's
MG
go.
or R-Fix. Partly just for nostalgia, but like, yeah, I'm not sure like what beating that map well, like what kind of skill you're kind of really doing. I guess it is just gonna be movement, but it's a lot of kind of pressing buttons and things, and I don't know. There's maybe some cases where it could be okay in certain modes and just be like unranked, but
yeah, I mean, if it's not really speedrunning focused, like if there's like an intentional wait or like, I don't know, like we're not going to add Dear Esther, you know, like, I don't know. There's some levels of like source stuff that just doesn't make sense in our game. So yeah, I think realistically, it just needs to be a compelling map first and foremost, and then we can kind of slot it in. Like, I'm not saying no to it. I just like, I really want to know what we like what it could fit under, and like how
Yeah.
it plays, I guess. If there's a big enough like community want around it as well. Oh, there we
I think
go.
if someone
Easy.
like took that map, played it in Momentum, and would like sent us just a video of like someone completing it fast. DRS
Yeah.
is a great game, by the way. I really like DRS stuff.
Yeah.
But played that map fast, and like there was clearly skill to it, then I think like it would be fine to consider.
Yeah.
But the thing we wouldn't want is something where all the map is like learning all the weird things that kill you or whatever, and like how to get around them, and that's like it. And once you know that, it's trivial,
Yeah.
you know.
All right, tied. Let's go. My ghost is right on
I do
top
think
of
there
me.
is really like the MG maps in particular. Like so much of Momentum as a game is about these kind of fun, like community-made things, and I love the creativity of it. And I think MG in some ways is because it is kind of a complete hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Is a great, like it's a great kind of way for people to express themselves, especially because like, you know, I did like bits of like MG mapping and never released anything, but like played around with stuff or whatever, and I was doing that when I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14 or something, and it's like a genuinely like cool thing for people to work on. But yeah, just feels a bit weird for Momentum.
Lost time at the end? Whatever. Still PB'd. Also, I noticed on Linux, my cursor is staying where it was last time. On Windows, I'm used to it being in the center. I don't know if that's just a SDL, I think, discrepancy.
Hey, your vertices are not exploding now. What?
Yeah,
What's
I
that?
turned off queued mode. Yeah, it's Matt queued mode. In fact, there's SL has a branch for it. I don't know. It could just be my hardware.
Yeah, you just pushed something just now.
Yeah, but I mean the game's running perfectly fine on non-queued mode, so I think we're all right. I think
Wait,
Clustered
did you do a
got
release?
rid of it.
Sorry, Panther, did you do a release on the 28th, like 3 days ago?
Yeah, I did a release recently.
Wow, yeah, I didn't realize it was that recent. Okay, I'm bumping back to that. So
Alright.
Open Pre is going back to the 28th one.
Look at him go.
Let me just check. I've got
He's
the
running
number
so
right.
fast. I will catch him. I will beat him.
I don't think you will.
Never say never.
Set build live now. For all of Steam's
Oh,
flaws, like the
Yeah, maybe
the
not.
build configuration stuff is very good. You can like immediately roll back to a previous build. It's pretty slick.
All right. So thank you, IranSonic, for that question. We'll move on to the next one. Pretty good one. We've talked about it before, but it's always fun to talk about. Also, I can change map, assuming it won't crash. Change.
Go to like a sticky jump. Well, anything with projectiles, because you're still on the branch with the cluster, right?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Sticky jump. Oh, these are ranked maps. Let's do unranked. Yeah. Wait, what? A-Hop Castle. All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was submitted to SJ leaderboards, but
It wouldn't
Okay.
be given even a rank leaderboard on approval. These are all submissions, so people can just pick any old shit. Oh my god, the sticky launcher looks a lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it looks gorgeous. Look how like crispy it looks.
Right. Our PBR shader's been heavily improved in the clustered branch by Smade.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
that. Look at
PBR
that
's so
lighting.
good.
Oh, so good.
That looks great. No, it's so nice actually having arted stuff. Look
But
better.
with that in mind, do you want me to show off the limits?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yeah, we didn't of course, yeah, okay.
Can you do it? Can you do a tick triple?
No.
It's
can
mom
try.
SJ
Sure.
cancel lethal look back 1.
Oh, okay.
Let's go back
Oh,
to the
let's-
previous build maybe, and then probably multiplayer works there, and you could just spec someone.
Well, it doesn't have the. Oh, does it have these changes?
No, we have it.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
sounds
mean
good.
we've seen the clustered lighting. That's all fine.
Yeah.
You can go away from that now. Yeah, you'll have to re-download the old version.
That's fine.
Oh, the
I think it's fine
in
just showing off
located-
that 3 stickies don't kill you, or don't
Yeah.
boost you rather.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things with feedback, right, is that, well, okay, first of all, I do want to formally apologize to anybody that feels left behind or ignored when we're working on the game. A lot of the times development tends to go all over the place or refocus on more core systems. So while we have added game modes, most of the time, unless there's a dev that has time to work on game mode stuff, a lot of stuff can fall behind. So Sticky Jump's kind of been a mess for a while. There's been a lot of discussion, a lot of great points made around whether or not, should we allow, because technically, right, in Team Fortress 2 on Sticky Jump or Jump servers, if you do a full powered triple, like 3 stickies in a row and detonate them, you die. Like that just kills you. Like by default, like pretty much, right, all the time. However, what Sticky Jump has, right, in Sticky Jump servers, or Jump servers rather, is a regen, right? So every tick, your health is regenerated, right? Like back to like full, because yeah, obviously you want to be able to do, you want to be able to use multiple sticky bombs. You don't want to die after 3. You gotta be able to beat the map, right? So the mechanic in like Sticky Jump is you would shoot 2, and technically, right, if you detonated the 3rd sticky that tick after you detonated the 2, you could almost do a like triple, but it's not full power, right? It's kind of weird. It's called a tick triple. This is my loose understanding, so feel free to correct me on this. But the idea behind that being that, yeah, triple, like a full triple is pretty overpowered. You get like max vel instantly, like it's kind of overpowered. But in a way, you could technically do that. So what we did for the longest time was allow full, triples. The only problem with that being that all of the maps, right, aren't made for that, right? You could very easily cheese a ton of maps, and it would be a pain in the ass to go back through every single map to add like ammo triggers or like try to redesign maps or something. It's kind of, it was just kind of seeing like how the community felt about it, but then 0.10 work started to pick up and it kind of got left there. And again, formally apologize about that state. We will get around to fixing up a ton of game mode stuff like this, but Lumia had some time and has effectively coded the solution that I think we're going to just default to in 0.10. So it is TF2-esque. It is, you shoot 2, you can detonate 2, you get, a ton of speed out of that, but it's not a full triple. And then, yeah, if you shoot 3, you can't do all 3, it will not boost you. But you can
do 3 if you're not
triple.
on top of it still, right? If you're slightly further in front of them, it should still let you do 3. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's effectively, if it would kill you in TF2, it gives you no knockback. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
More
it
That
would,
basically sums it up, right?
yeah. If it would kill you, it doesn't knock back, and then you could kind of have like 3 around, and then it just kind of like. Let me see if I can get it with like the 3rd one kind of giving a boost. I don't know. Yeah, and that might be too close. Yeah,
If you
whatever.
put them in kind of like a horizontal line in front of you and kind of walk in front of it, it works better.
Oh, okay.
You just need to get further away.
Yeah,
Put 'em
like
close
that.
to the back wall.
Yeah. So like you can still use 3, but you can't use the full power of 3. So this was kind of our solution here, where it won't kill you. It will ruin a run if you accidentally or try to intentionally do it, right? Because you won't get the boost. But usually, right, if you're tripling, it's either like I've used it from like a catch from like a fall or something, or you're trying to like launch yourself somewhere. So like if you're trying to do it here, right? Oh, hey, was that a triple? Whoops.
That was, yeah. Good job.
Let's go. All right, I'm a master. Anyway, I'm the momentum man. Anyway, yeah, so that was a tick triple, right? The idea that I detonated the 2, and then the tick later, that third one armed, and because I was still holding down my det key, right click, it detonated. So it still, I got the boost from the 2, and then the boost from the 3rd. And so you can still get like a pretty good, like, yeah, there's a... I'm actually kind of good at them. Anyway, yeah. So you can still do that, right? Like you can still do like if you know the timing, which a ton of sticky jumpers from TF2 do, they can still use that and get kind of around the same as like a full, but it's not quite full power, right? So full power triples dead. Now the I don't know, do we have the limits, the sticky sticky bomb limit?
So that's the other thing, is that we set the limit to maximum sticky bombs at 3 because of kind of two reasons. One is that full power triples was considered enough. You don't need full power quadruples as well, or beyond. So we set the limit to 3. The other thing is that people generally don't like the triple pre strat, but the reason that people don't like them is mostly because it's used on off-class maps. Most sticky jump maps, to my understanding, are not made with like deliberate triple pre strats on them. I've never beaten a higher map than like tier 2 in sticky jump, so I might not know what I'm talking about. But
I think there's like one called jump triple pre.
oh, okay, yeah. So because of that, because of the fact that we've changed it back to having this kind of like lethal knockback behavior, that means that now there's really no reason for the limit to be 3, and so we're probably just going to increase it up to 8. And because our point system is different from Tempest, like you don't need to do off-class maps to be competitive in sticky jump, because those are going to be unranked. So triple pre's are not really going to be something that you need to do anyway. So we can bump up the sticky limit again, and it makes certain jumps where you legitimately do need 4 stickies out or more just like possible. They would be really annoying before.
Sorry, I had to
So there is a.
back in. I'm here.
I don't know if you want to show it, Gocnac, but there is a command for it. It's like
Yes.
mom sj set sticky limit.
Ah, okay. There it is, and then we'll change it to 8 because that's as God intended. All right. So with this, you can see
Nice
our HUD gets a little more dotty. But yes, you can shoot. You can shoot.
I love this.
And then not only that, but technically, you can change it to like an absurd number as well too. So you can start having
The
30. Maximum
30.
is 20.
Oh, 20. Okay.
I think that's hard coded as 20 maximum.
Gotcha. So, you can just full power. What even it? Like, there's I don't even know how you pronounce like the 20th full power.
Duo dectuple or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. Boom. Yeah. So, very very fun. Yeah, actually, if I turn this off and then just shoot all 20 right here, I can probably meet God.
Gonna have to set your max vel to infinite first.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm gonna just immediately
God, look at those lights.
look at the lights. All right. Oh, okay. We're starting to fizzle. The noise alone makes it worth it. So yeah, we're gonna. We've heard you loud and clear, sticky jumpers. This is what you want: 20 stickies, unlimited power. No. But yeah, so again, thank you again, Lumia, and Sticky Jumpers for making your voices heard. And again, it's not a matter of ignoring or anything like that. I also apologize if I came across as extremely dismissive, because I'm not trying to dismiss. I'm trying to understand that, like, if people are wanting TF2 and like wanting our game to just be TF2, like that's not what we're trying to go for. But we can try to meet you, somewhere along the lines of like being closer to TF2, and this is a perfect solution for. No, wait, not the 20 with, but you know what I mean. I think, are we gonna raise it to 8? I think we're gonna raise it to 8.
That's what it is in TF2. That number doesn't really matter, I think, but I mean, why not?
Right.
Yeah, there's probably very little reason to have more than 5, but just 8's fine.
Yeah, we can set it to anything. So.
It's super fun, but yeah. So I'm very happy to have a passionate community that lets us know, what we should try to aim for. And yeah, I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this for O10. We'll make tweaks if need be, if it's, if it feels great for everybody or the most amount of people. I'm sure there's going to be people that really wanted full power triples. I didn't really have a stake.
Were there many people that did?
Yeah.
I think there were some momentum team members who.
Yeah. It was like a simple way to do it. But yeah, so definitely Oh my god, how the wait? Am I supposed to wall pogo?
So
How?
we basically agreed on this, right? That like the currently is
Yeah.
behind a convar, but
Yeah.
or is it not? Is it in now?
No, it's behind a convar, but it will
Yeah.
be the default in
Yeah.
whenever I push a merge request for it.
Yeah,
By the way, this
getting it for a 10 will be good.
Yeah.
I feel like all of this kind of this like sometimes game modes get a little bit left behind. Kind of goes for AHOP as well, and I do plan on eventually like going back to the AHOP like plus strafe stuff. I don't remember exactly what we wanted to do with it, but that's something that's just kind of been on the back burner for a bit.
Yeah, game mode stuff is
Oh.
quite hard to prioritize.
Yeah, and it's not that it isn't going to be prioritized. It's just that O10O is so big and has a ton of different like tendrils everywhere that need to be tended to. But it like the main thing out of this is that after O10O, our priorities obviously will shift because there's more people playing the game. So we're going to be bug fixing a ton. And like, yeah, if there's glaring issues with implementations for modes, we'll be working on them more. But like game mode work is going to be a little more like in focus after O10 because it can be, right? Like the features that we'll have, right, with the rank point stuff, which is actually mainly more theoretical and just like putting it in, right? Like it's not actually like, anyone can like, I guess it's more web work than anything. And anti-cheat, which is more technical, but going to be a limited subset of devs anyway. And then I think we had like save states and like some other kind of like second tier, like bigger features that we wanted to get ready for 1.0. But like that's going to be the main focus, and like that's like all of those features fit on like one hand. So compared to O10, which is like, oh yeah, redo zoning, replays, like the website, like all of our systems got basically touched in some way, like redone or some other thing. So yeah, like O10O's scope and the video that we're going to make, kind of the more long form like dev video, we'll talk about this. Like it was a lot of work, but we're on such a good like platform or good like base now of like all of the modes are fully supported. Our replay system is fully extensible. Like it supports all of these entities and stuff. Like it's significantly better than we were at O9. O9 was a good proof of concept. Even 087, right? The last public release is a pretty good like MVP of like what momentum is kind of, but like you do have to provide your own maps and stuff. So I guess 087 when I guess everybody can play it, but anyway, I'm very thankful that we have a very passionate community that keeps us steered straight. But I guess we'll get to the. Was there any other like comments we wanted to make about Sticky Jump while I play it and we answer some more asked questions?
I have a question for Panzer. What was the surf map that was crashing with clustered?
Gradient and Echo.
Radiant and Echo, are those on the map selector?
Yeah,
On the
okay,
beta tab.
It wasn't a crash. Like it gave you, it was a fatal error. Something. I think the lights had like min and max. The values were the wrong way around. And it
I
just
saw that
crashed
in
it.
Echo.
Which is a bit annoying. We should maybe just
Gradient.
look for that and just flip them if that's the case, opposed to crashing with a fatal error.
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask.
Yeah, the tiny conks will also be fixed. Don't worry. we have a fix in the works. Also, we should probably, if we're gonna do lights on stickies, we should probably have them light up when they activate. Well, or be brighter when they. I don't know. There's like I don't know. There's.
Yeah, but no, we were gonna mess with that and potentially make like a light when they explode.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's hard to know like exactly what's gonna turn out well because obviously we don't want anything that's really obnoxious.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to distract, but we do want it to be stylistically like in sync. Oh, it's up there.
We definitely need a random color setting
For
for the lights.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that would be in the player model setting, right?
Should we
Yeah.
use the player mode? We could.
Yeah.
We can make it.
I
Fully
totally
custom.
think we should.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
then
that
on the UI,
incentivizes
but-
changing it. Yeah. By default, it's this blue. Oh.
Like I think like the custom player model color stuff is so good, especially once we hook up the
Yeah.
models.
Oh yeah.
Nathan is insisting we play defrag.
All right, we will play some defrag after this map. Does that sound good?
Yeah, we do have something to show off for defrag. So
Yes. Got some cool stuff.
Yeah,
This is actually kind of fun. This is like I know it's a conk map, but like this is actually really fun to play like off
No,
class.
it's played in like every map, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it's called Rush, because like in TF2 it's Jump Rush and it's played in. I don't know if we're gonna keep calling it Rush. That seems really messy and just Rush, but maybe it's okay.
Oh, I see. Because you're rushing to the end here.
Problem is, it doesn't have like a main mode. It's not an RJ map or an SJ map. It's both. So
Yeah.
Oh, I have cheats
don't know
on.
what we'd call it.
Cheats on, so it didn't submit because I changed my sticky bomb stuff. But yeah, so. Oh, it's an RJ map. Oh, sick. Okay, so in this you speed shot to the end. Okay, that's cool. I got you.
No ball jump.
All right, let's go.
But it
play
is
some
made
defrag.
by one of the classic conk players that moved over to TF2 when it was brand new.
Oh, I've been added as a private tester. Let's go. Thank you, Stammer.
Leaked. I still can't see my own private testing maps on the
Uh-oh.
the
Yeah,
map
I need to
browser.
look at it. It's dark.
All right, any map of choice, Nathan?
I think we're playing Crouton.
Oh, Crouton? Okay. I can't see you
Okay.
guys, but
That have a slick bonus?
Yeah, and rockets.
The rocket.
so
So the rocket bonus doesn't seem to be working correctly. It's limiting your ammo for some reason.
feel free to talk about what I'm showing off here.
Oh, I'm on the first one. I can join that one.
Okay.
I don't. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Oh,
My
content
selectors look
approval.
different for some reason.
We need to make a Discord bot that yells when new stuff goes to content approval because we never check it.
So, Panzer, I never looked. Did you implement the slick bonuses to where they have slick in the start zone or not?
I did. For some reason, the
Okay.
Crouton maps are
Yeah.
different. I'm very confused by that.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a couple
depends
that
if-
are different. Most of them have slick in the. Most of the ones that I checked in my defrag folder have slick in the start area, but there is a significant chunk that doesn't. They're a minority, but I don't know if maybe we need to implement both as an option. Gocnac, stop jumping.
I like to jump.
No, you're going so slow.
I know. Well, I gotta jump sometimes. Oh my god, you
I don't
go so
know
fast.
I don't know if that's something that we could add as like an option to the bonuses because like I don't know, it seemed to me like maybe a quarter of the slick maps have no slick in the start zone.
Ah, can't overjump. I'm too slow.
I don't see your map lobby for some reason.
I'm in
Crouton 2.
CPM.
So am I.
Oh, okay.
That's weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I thought we renamed it. Is it not? Is that not pushed to? Yeah, I don't know. DF Crouton. I'm definitely here. But yeah, so did you guys? Oh yeah, you guys are talking about it. So yeah, we have added support for defrag bonuses. So this is a bonus of the original map that adds slick to the player permanently. So you can, yeah, just I think this is a like Quake defrag also has like this stuff too, right? Where it's like.
Yeah, mappers will sometimes upload a separate version of the map with slick, but
I
the
saw
same
this,
space
sorry.
we've just added a zone property basically that applies the slick instead, so we don't have to upload two versions of the same map.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's 6 different options that you can combine.
There you go.
You can add slick, you can add haste, you can add damage boost, which is basically quad damage. I think we renamed that because it's not actually quad damage; it's just 3x damage.
Yeah, it's
So
actually triple.
Yeah, so that's why we renamed it. And then we can also give 3 different weapons. There's rockets, plasma gun, and BFG.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
you can combine any of those settings. So you can do like haste, quad damage, rockets, like just all that stuff together.
No, I hit the wall. It's very fun, very addicting. I'm still not that great at defrag stuff, as you can tell. I'm sorry, Nathan.
I mean, this isn't really defrag, is it? When you're just sort of sliding around, you
Yeah.
don't need to know much about defrag to play this.
Oh, I like that so you see it on the left there. That's the haste indicator right here. So
Yeah, we didn't have a logo for it, so I just shoved the momentum mod on there. But
it
now,
makes sense. It's
I don't know if
you have
someone wants to make
unlimited
a
momentum.
slicker.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, weird. Nathan, this is not how you do defrag bonuses. This is 3 maps in 1 BSP. No wonder why the rockets don't work properly with the ammo.
But yeah, cool. So I think that was the last big thing to show off. I'm assuming the rollback happened, so I can just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. That's why I don't see your lobby, because you didn't downgrade.
Oh yeah, yep. I am still on the pre-28. So.
They have different geometry, even the slick.
Oh man.
Rocket is separate, but I'm not sure about Slick.
I thought they were all the same map, but you just like start with different settings.
How do you take that corner? Because like I can slick around there. I guess jumping. Yeah, whatever. Fuck. Okay. Do you want me to restart? Is the rollback done? I can go ahead and restart Steam real quick. Okay. Yeah, let me do that so we can get in lobbies. Cheats are enabled. Oh, that's classic. Yeah, classic. Toasts are only showing up in the menu. Give me a second. Let's get the
Tom is working on a
rollback.
fix for that.
Huh?
Toast messages.
I'm currently banning someone from our Discord.
Oh no, they got Dino.
Yeah, that guy was like active.
Yeah.
2025, the best repacks.
I do not understand how people
Atlas
get so
VPN.
compromised. For goodness sake. It's always like.
But think of all the customers they're getting. God.
Yeah.
Won't anyone think of the customer?
Yeah, I will fix toast. It's JavaScript being hard.
All right. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start answering IranSonic's question.
Oh yeah. IranSonic, are there going to be seasonal events?
So I would like there to be. I think that is a really good way to keep competition fresh. Even in competitive like player versus player games, it's kind of how they do their content cycles like Fortnite and like Overwatch and stuff. Let me get the game recaptured. One sec. But yeah, it is planned. I would really love to get the like seasonal leaderboards in place to where it's like 3 or 4 months. We could do 3 a year or something like that, or 2, and just take a couple month breaks between them. But it's meant to be kind of this more like you're always going to have the like baseline game as like all the time, right? Seasonal stuff would be like leaderboards that are on specific maps, or it's a specific like playlist of maps or something. We'll figure out how the UI is going to be for it. But you like the leaderboards on those maps, there will be like an extra one, right? And like it's a matter of getting like the best times again, like a fresh leaderboard. Like you have to play those maps. We'll see if we ever do things like, you have to play like specific modes on specific maps or anything like that too. Locking it to like, I don't know, like different communities and stuff. Or like, like having a leaderboard that's like more, this is the surfing part of the season. This is, all the game modes being represented there. But yeah, absolutely. Seasonal events, having some sort of like, you can play and like, you get like, maybe towards the end, like you can get like specific cosmetics that are only from those seasons. You can get badges on your profile for completing those or competing in those seasons. So yeah, it's definitely something we wanna add, but it's not anytime soon. Probably well after 1.0. But it is something we would like to do. Having a more just kind of like casual or like, you know, expected competition shift, and like highlighting maps, or maybe even we could, you know, sync it with like doing new maps and stuff, and having like themed like maps made for a themed season, and like, you know, that could be like a big event, right? But they're meant to be kind of like the biggest events that we can host are either seasonal events or like big tournaments. But big tournaments are really hard to get right, and we really want to see how people are going to do tournaments, like maybe see how Surf's Up if they come over to Momentum, or like anything like that, see how those are run, and then maybe start to run our own. But we really want to give the community enough tooling around tournaments at least to get going on those. So, but yeah, seasonal events for sure. I would love to. I'd love to have them, but it's going to be a bit. So, and we'll flesh out how they're going to work exactly, and then yeah, you'll probably start seeing them after 1.0.
I think having events like T-Frag World Cup or World Cup would be pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah. And there's also we don't have the question asked this time, but Trackmania features are you know, Trackmania is it was in the last Q&A. Trackmania has a lot of great features like Cup of the Day, right, or Track of the Day or something, right? Like doing dailies like that, like having you know, an every 4-month seasonal thing or something like that. We'll figure it all out, but it's going to be really nice to have just like things that reward people for playing. For different time periods, right? Checking in daily, just having some fun, checking out a new map, or doing a more long-term grind of like you're going for completion or going for the most amount of rank points or something, right? Like whatever, right? Yeah, so definitely, like we have like a bunch of different players or play styles to, well, not a bunch of different, but like the kind of two camps of play styles to cater to, of the casual kind of like, you know, they might play daily, but like they're focusing on completion, and then the grinder of like of maybe not call them that, but like, you know what I mean, where you're playing the game religiously, you're grinding for better times, you're playing a map religiously, you're trying to get world record, you know, being able to cater to both of those like kind of groups, and then the spectrum between them.
Don't leak the grinder sponsorship thing. That's not
True, yeah, I almost blew it. Ayo.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, thank you, IranSonic, for that question. We'll move on to the next one.
I'm too lazy. I was just okay. IranSonic asks, what are your favorite maps?
I gotta be boring
I like
and say.
old map.
I gotta be boring and say. Surf, like there's some like combat surf maps that are like ingrained. I think Surf Amplitude. Is that no Alpine? No, Alpine's not. It starts with an A. And it's like a really old combat surf map. And it's like gray.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Amplitude. I don't know.
Amplitude,
that
like
one,
very
right?
dark gray, like
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the who made that?
I don't know
that's
who
like
made it. Yeah.
But yeah, I love those like old crap maps. We were
Right?
talking earlier, just like out of before the stream started, about like maps we like and like why jank maps can sometimes be genuinely good, like Surf Classics or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels more like speedrunning. You're kind of fighting the map and trying to kind of exploit it almost, and or like find kind of, which is a bit different to like doing exactly kind of what the mapper intended. And I tend to really like the unintended stuff.
Yeah, I Surf Amplitude. I mean, the like bog standard is going to be Omnific, because I spent a large amount of time, a large amount of time on that map, to where it significantly shaped Momentum's like, you know, like motivation towards Momentum, and like making Momentum, like just being able to play and try to beat that map, right? Like a gorgeous map that, as just an average like tier 2 surfer at the time, like wasn't really able to beat, would just play it after my Half-Life 2 runs. So like that's like, I guess, my overall favorite map. But like, yeah, like Amplitude and like the old like combat surf maps that I also spent a ton of time on, but I was just a small wee little lad. But yeah. VP 100. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, let's show this map, but you're not gonna be able to beat it.
What the fuck?
Maiden time is like 30 minutes. What's annoying about this map is there's places you can just lose in a hop.
Why is everything outlined? Is that a map decision or a bug?
Yeah, it's just to make sure it looks good.
So
Yeah,
social-
there's a funny compile setting in Radiant that just
Oh.
basically adds a weird displacement effect to the
Oh.
vertexes of brushes to give like fake cell shading. It's pretty cool,
Yeah, I gotcha.
but it
Oh,
does look a
there's
bit buggy in some
stairs.
places.
Look at the timer. What's there's some. You realize this map is long.
I can do it. I'll play it while we
This-
answer questions. We'll probably switch after a bit. It's
This
all
map
good.
also has defrag bonuses, so you can play it on slick or with rockets.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
are those
oh,
in the one we rolled back to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
let's
you
go.
hold tab, you should be able to change the drop down
Okay.
bonuses
I
to
think runs
pick
support
something a
for
bit
it.
more fun for you.
Yay!
bonus.
All right,
And
let's
I
go.
can tell you what each bonus is, rather than just a number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one is.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, I overbounced the wrong way. Classic vertices, though. Yeah,
I'm
how
just
about
gonna
you guys?
reserve-
What are your
right now?
favorite
I'm gonna just
maps?
reserve the next map you play.
Okay, all right.
B-Hop Exodus is my favorite scroll hop map,
Oh.
and I think Surf Fast is my favorite surf map because I like going fast.
Some weird artifact there. Yeah, Exodus is a nice map.
Oh yeah, and for defrag, it's probably 2017-6, that really famous strafe map.
Hard to beat the goat.
Oh shit. Oh shit. All right, we're good. This is. I have to jump here. My slick is too powerful. All right, we're good.
Wait, I'm still not in your lobby.
I think Gocnac
Oh, I
actually
joined a
blocked.
manual one. I joined Tom's
Oh, I
manual
see.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah, we'll play some A-Hop. But I guess Tom had dibs on what map I'll play next. So.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna adjust it slightly. There's one thing I want to get rid of, and I might actually. Well, see if it's even beatable.
Is this the biggest defrag map? Or,
I think there's
the
some
longest?
stuff that doesn't
Certainly
fit on
the
it, but
coolest.
I really like this map. Playing an A-Hop is really fun. It's just a
Oh
place
yeah.
Places you can just lose. Like there's holes you can fall in that you just can't jump out of.
Oh, that's true. Oh fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was playing this on HO1 B-Hop and having a good time.
Hell yeah. I'm just trying to gain speed as much as I can here. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're good. We're good. What the fuck? All right. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Oh my god. This is giving me like really old surf map vibes. Oh shit. Oh, easy. It also looks like I'm entering the exit zone or the stop zone every like
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, here's where the map ends. Nope.
Yeah, it's bigger than 100.
Holy shit. This is actually, oh my god. So this is using our new limits, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
You should no clip outside of the map when you get bored of it. And
Yeah.
Just look at how giant it is.
Oh, what the fuck was them? What? Mom practice is
Oh,
still in the
no.
fucking game? Whatever. That's fine.
Guess
Was
just keep
it
going with no timer.
spectate? Is it spectate now? Just mom spectate? Or, how do I get the...
Just no clip. To go. Yeah, it's just regular no
is it
clip.
N? Oh. Okay.
You don't have no clip.
Oh my god. All right. Well. Yeah, I can see where the red's coming from. All right. I'll play a little bit more. Well, I actually don't even know where I was. But I guess Mac and Ellis, do you guys have favorite maps?
Yeah, kind of basic. It's definitely 2017-6.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. like Panzer's saying, iconic strafe map. I'm terrible at weapons, so that's my joint.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be pretty bad. Wait, did I just go backwards?
Yep.
Well, Precision 2 is a really fun weapons map.
All right.
I think I prefer Precision 1 to Precision 2.
I haven't played the first one enough to say.
I was wondering why my timer was restarting instantly. Give me safeguards.
Why you don't have safeguards, yeah.
Give me safeguards, please.
Oh yeah, they're not enabled in this version.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, I guess if everyone's answered, we can move on to the next question. Thank you, IranSonic. We got another one from him. Oh shit, someone's close. Ugh. No. I want to go through the. Oh wait, I have to go through the forest.
IranSonic asks, will maps be bug fixed or be untouched if speedruns find big skips?
So I think we've answered this before.
Nick, where are you going?
I don't know. Oh my god, did
Down
I
the
turn
hole.
around again? Oh, it's
Yeah.
down the
Yeah.
hole
We're down
again?
the hole.
Okay.
The other night, me and Panzer were both playing this, the voice, and Panzer like was convinced that this map wasn't beatable in B-Hop. And it turned out that he'd just be going backwards for like the last
Oh,
like,
no.
5 minutes. And he was just doing blows of the map backwards.
I like the skid marks. The skid marks are really realistic when I drive my car through here.
That's because the floor's made out of a displacement that's been auto-converted, and it's just fucked.
Gotcha. It plays really well though, like surprisingly.
I think that's the only displacement in the map.
Oh.
But yeah, it
With
doesn't handle
collision.
like the skew of the textures at all, so it
Hmm.
just looks pretty ugly.
Gotcha.
I will fix that at some point.
Whee. Infinite IKEA
Yeah.
map.
I think we have answered this question before, and
Yeah.
it's like if a massive skip that just makes a 10-minute map down to a 3-second map, then
Yep.
the map will probably just be disabled because
Yeah.
it's not worth playing anymore. I don't know if we're
Well,
gonna let
we might
mappers
catch up.
update the maps if that sort of skip happens, but
Well, I want to fix one of the skips on Classics 2. That lets you like skip the G4 stage. So that's just an oversight. Like the only reason why you're allowed to do that skip is because I changed how the lighting works. Like it's just stupid. That you can do
oh
that.
no. But
I had make the ceiling illusory, so that the skyboss light can go through the ceiling, and that just made it so you can like skip through the ceiling in some spot. Like it's clearly not intended.
yeah, so hopefully skips and things will be found in the playtesting period that we're gonna force pretty much all maps to go through.
Yeah.
It's not the mapper
Oh.
doesn't have to fix skips and stuff because I know I like having skips in my maps that are unintentional as long as they're not, you know, completely breaking the map. So I'd probably leave them in, and that's perfectly fine because we are a speedrunning game. If mappers want to leave silly
yeah.
bugs in their maps, that's cool. But yeah, ultimately up to the mapper, and hopefully things just get found during the testing period rather than after maps get fully submitted.
I had a discussion about this with Rio, and it kind of came down to like how much of the map does the skip let you skip, and like is the skip hard to execute? Is the skip interesting to execute? Like those are some of the questions we'll ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, generally we don't want to touch maps, but in some cases, if a skip just like trivializes a bunch of interesting parts of the map, then it might be worth fixing.
But often if it's something where if that mapper's still around, we might let them know and be like, if you like, you can tweak your map.
Yeah.
Like, an admin has to like give them permission to do that. They basically put the map back into testing, and the mapper can change it again.
Yeah.
And if it's someone that's not around anymore, then it's probably an older map, and we might not be that fussed about tweaking it a little bit. But
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, we're not fixing anything in Legends. Like I think the skips are kind of a part of the map at this point.
oh yeah, of course. The map is all skips. that's, like,
Skipping the
literally-
fog. Yeah.
The fog is well. I lowered the fog. That was one change we actually did make.
That's my favorite map screenshot. Is the
fog
Legends
is-
one.
It's the fucking-
It's fucking atrocious looking. Look,
Oh,
show
it's-
it off. It's
yeah.
in the map.
It's just beige. It's just the color. Just the color
I like
beige.
tried to take like from like a good angle and shit, but like, it looks terrible.
Oh, we gotta add the gallery eventually. Are we? Wait, hold on. I forget what we decided on that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was doing that last night. I've
oh
almost finished
shit.
it.
Which way am I going? Oh, down probably.
So
Okay.
we're not doing the like in-page thing because it, like Rio said, it just takes up too much space. Even though I do kind of like it, but yeah, it's too much space.
Yeah.
I like started reviving that branch in the other day.
Oh,
It's
nice.
done some
Okay.
very evil stuff to make it work from JavaScript, but yeah, I wanted to do it in JavaScript because I don't like C++.
Yeah.
To expose a very silly function. But also the C++ is already done. So.
Yeah. So you'll be able to view Legends in all of its glory in a future branch. Probably post 0.10.0. Oh, unless you have like no worries.
Mhm.
Oh my god, where am I going? Holy fuck, what? This is insane. Oh, okay, overjumped a little too high. That's fine. Oh my god. Okay.
I've almost finished making a map, or porting a map. Not a good map, and I'm going to delete it after the Q&A.
Oh, is that the map you want me to play
So
next?
not even worth being in unranked.
Well,
What are you voting?
It was a question we had earlier, was what would you port minigame maps, such as MG or RFX? And I was saying
let's go.
So I'm porting that. However, there is one like sound clip in it that I don't. It's a bit too gory, so I'm changing that. Just to replacing it with a more appropriate sound.
Oh yeah, because it's literally from Saw. It's Jigsaw running the minigame map. Oh yeah, that's right. A lot of those maps. I mean, Zombie Escape was kind of inherent, like inherently like yeah, zombies and gore and stuff. But like yeah, minigame maps were kind of weird. What? Oh, tech part. Let's go. I gotta go slow. Don't hit the corner too hard. I'm amazed that our BSP limits made this map work. Where am I? I have to climb this? All right, we're playing DF climb now. Mode mixing
Made
already
infinitely harder
enabled.
by the slick.
Yeah, those areas you just lose in A-hop if you fall in them.
Because you don't have the jump height. Yeah, or the origin lift. Yeah. Ugh. Crazy. At least the edges are making it easier to see where I need to fucking go. Alright, there we go. What? Okay, I guess that wasn't... Oh, there we go. That was the skip. Watch out, defraggers. I'm getting world record on this bonus. Fuck.
Only 20 more minutes to go, don't worry.
Okay, well, we answered IranSonic's... we answered IranSonic's question, so let's go ahead and move to the next one here. Oh, hey, yeah, okay.
sorry,
I thought we had a question about this.
Joe, are there going to be tournaments hosted in the game?
Yes. So we want to work with people that have run tournaments already. Ideally, getting UI and kind of like work, UI UX flow. I guess I go down here. All right. Yeah. Like we really want to. Oh no! New error. Oh, because it's segment 10. That's right. Classic.
Oh, that's
classic
not
bug. All right. Ignore JS exceptions.
Do not fire your weapon in this map because it crashes sometimes.
Oh. I
Do it.
can't ignore the JS exception on Linux. I'm clicking it and nothing's happening.
Oh no. Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, somebody was complaining about that. I think Nathan was.
Oh.
Yeah, that might be an SDL bug. We did update SDL recently. Actually, no, that's in dev. We didn't merge dev in yet. So. Oh wait. Oh yeah. No, we have a lot of bug fixes to do. Plus, now that I'm on Linux, I'll be working on some of this.
That section was so hard in H1B hub because you can't double jump.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Just have to jump in circles until you get a good ramp boost.
Yeah. And the air accelerator is 10, so you have to like flick
Oh
off the ramp.
god.
Yeah. It's like just barely possible.
No, it's gonna happen every single time.
Yeah.
Give me. Why doesn't keyboard work on it? Oh yeah, whoops! I did not mean to shoot, but we're good. We didn't crash there. Linux strong. JS exception. That's case in point. JS bad. If the code the code has exceptions, it crashes.
Yeah.
Way cleaner.
Like, why would you not want to use language where you can't do reference pointer? Come on.
Probably should have mentioned this sooner, but we do have prime site HUD working with AD strafing. It's like normally when you're on Slick, you just don't see the HUD.
Yeah. Wait, I can't. Wait, no, I can open settings.
Does that mean it works with VQ3 half beating now, or is that still?
I think so. I haven't tried VQ3 recently.
Is Bean still here?
Oh, prime site's on.
You know. Yeah.
Oh God.
How do I need
Imagine like how many hours you have to play this game for just to beat this one map in all the different modes and defrag modifiers.
Yeah, I mean it's beautiful. Beautiful.
You gotta do it in VQ3, VQ3 Slick, VQ3 Rockets. I told Peyton to add a haste version too. And do it in VQ3, CPM, and BTG.
Oh my
We'll be playing this map for like 10 hours.
I don't have anything better to do, so it works.
I'm dreading to see what Tom's cooked up.
Yeah, let me take some screenshots real quick. I'm not at it.
Okay, here we go. Making it through. All right. But yeah, so hopefully that answers that question, Gel. We will have tournaments in the game. We're gonna see how third party community like events are hosted, and then maybe start to host our own. We'd really like to have a lot of mapping competitions more than like anything. It'd be really cool to support mappers and get content in the game. So mapping competitions, right? Like that'd be kind of what we're gonna focus on at first. But like esports and like tournament stuff, we do want to support. We just have to work with people that are very interested in doing it.
I want mystery tournaments. Like a bunch of mappers just make some new maps for a tournament, and all the runners have to like learn them on the fly.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, the main thing I want from tournaments, to be completely honest, is not that much work for us, because then it will never get done. Like,
True.
tournaments we definitely want to do, it's just like a lot of dev work, and I think the focus for us should be like, get organizers to tell us what they want, we'll do it if we can. Hopefully it ends up being quite easy UI stuff or whatever. But then, like, I think the like emphasis on like organizing that stuff should be on like tournament organizers, because
Yeah.
they're not necessarily all that capable of doing it. It's loads of
We
work,
can
and
shout out, we can help where need
Firefest
be.
and-
Yeah, Firefest.
It's going to be a lot of work from our side just to set up the infrastructure, like the backend stuff, the UI, the server stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's something I really want to work on after.
Good first
when that
issue.
over is.
It's not a good first issue whatsoever.
Yeah, let's get
Fucking
a
awful
newbie to do
first
it.
issue. I mean, tournaments we can spec out the design for at some point, but I think like implementation-wise, it is a lot of work and should definitely be a post-O10 thing.
Yeah. So there's your answer, Gel. Once I hit my next checkpoint and freeze, I'll change the question. Give me a sec. This is fucking sick. It's like a surf map, just embedded in the middle of this map. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. Let's go. All right. Next question.
Oh, I'm gonna wait for you to change it and update it.
There we go, yeah.
Lockxta asks, the best memories of CSGO Surf are the tightly knit communities that made it fun. Could you summarize features in the final release that will ensure a strong community?
Yes. So we already have it in 0.10, but one of the biggest community features that we've added is map lobbies. Formerly called roaming lobbies, but it kind of makes more sense to just call them map lobbies because they're lobbies that are for specific maps. So the idea, right, being that previously in like CS:GO, CSS, TF2, you have to join a server in order to play these maps. In Momentum, you do not have to. You can play entirely by yourself, which is, you know, some people might want that as well. So, oh, what the fuck? One of the features we added was a lobby that creates itself and is only for that map that you joined, like that you started to play. Oh. So what? Where am I going? So that that is for sure the first, like, oh my god. That is for sure the biggest, like, just casual multiplayer feature that you will effectively, unless you opt out of it, you will be in a lobby on every map that you play. You'll meet people that are playing those maps, and it'll be kind of like this, just kind of, oh nice, this like ephemeral lobby, right? It only exists on that map. So yeah, like I'm in one right now. I don't know if anyone else is in this map with me. Wait, no, I joined. No, never mind. I joined Tom's. Yeah. But so yeah, so multiplayer, although it's an optional layer in our game, it is extremely important for us to get to have like the ability for you to play with friends and other people, especially with this being a free to play game, right? We want this to be something that's like there are other people that play this game too, right? And you can find some fun communities or like find people that are really good at maps and like spec them and stuff. So yeah, to be fair, like we won't have the same level of like community that a dedicated server will have, I would say, because it's so spread out. There's different game mode communities that are in the game. And you know, like it's kind of hard to do that. There is another question about dedicated lobbies. So I'll talk more about them in that question, but we will have the ability for you to throw a lobby onto like a Linux box somewhere and like have it persist and be up.
It won't necessarily be running the lobby, but it will persist it. But it's really complicated how we implement that, and it's not decided how we implement it.
Right. It's not going to be worked on until probably well after 0.10.0. But for 0.10.0, you at least have the ability to host your own lobby, which can be as private or public as you want. And then there are the map lobbies, which are just inherently public lobbies that are on every map, unless you opt out or just, you know, manually leave it. So yeah, so you will have that kind of server experience with assuming there are other people playing that map. If it's a popular map, they're, you know, like we do have player count on map. Like if you go to the map selector, oh my god, I think I just crashed. Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, that bug was in the old release.
Yeah.
Opening the map selector while you're in a map just crashes your game sometimes.
We'll fix that. We actually already did, but we'll get the fresh build pushed out once we fix the crash.
I don't think that one's fixed yet.
Oh.
Map selector bug though.
Have we got it in Sentry? I haven't even seen that one. Let me look.
But yeah, multiplayer is the biggest thing. We just talked about tournaments. I think this question was asked after the tournaments because it's kind of like the like community aspect of the game is going to be more directly integrated with like a social hub. So like Discord, right? Forums if you had them, Steam forums. Like that's where our community can really congregate because we don't have like a dedicated like spot, like a dedicated server, a dedicated like consistent thing. It's the game itself. And there's just so many sub communities that are going to be in that. So yeah, it really is like we're trying to offer as many like opportunities to like interact with other people as you play the different things and like get introduced to other people from different communities and stuff like that. And it really is up to the players to make that strong community and like tell us what, you know, features they want to see to help foster community, right? We're gonna work on cosmetics eventually. We're going to have dedicated lobbies eventually. Like we'll have more traditional, like what people are used to, like clans, right? We want to have like all these features in the future that kind of just allow you to have like a representation in the game. And it really just is up to our players to tell us to tell us, let us know like what they also want. Why? Oh my god, did my primary monitor change? Okay, anyway. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, these are like the hosted lobbies. You can browse them, but if you go to the map selector and go to, I guess, maps that people could be in, you'll see. I don't think the icon's shown up. Is anybody in a map lobby right now?
I am
Which map are you on?
VP 100.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it was doing the query. That's right. So we do like even from the main menu, right? We do query multiplayer state. So like if there are people playing on a map lobby, so I see there's 2 people in VP 100, I could go and join and be in their lobby, right? So now I'm here. I still can't see anyone if you guys are at the start. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Probably a weird Linux only bug. I was able to see people before, so it might be a game logic thing, but yeah. So like we have multiplayer features, and we will directly listen to the community around what they want to see. Did I like turn off online ghosts or something? Did I? Hold on. Online alpha. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Weird.
There's an UI for this if you want to try that.
Yeah, that's right. Do I need developer or cheats?
I don't know. Just
Oh.
type WI underscore show in it. What completes.
Lobby, that's right. Oh god, it's so small. Yeah, no, it's here.
Oh, there's a scaling converter. Text.
What is it? MGUI.
What is it? WI font scale. WI something. WI
Yeah, font scale.
It's not good for flows.
Oh, okay. I'll do 2. 2 looks good. Okay. But yeah, I have net peers, so you guys are definitely in the lobby. I just don't see you. Like I see bullets. I don't physically see your model.
Let's just join the
Okay. Wait, what?
I see Panzer.
Yeah, I
Weird.
can see Peen. I don't know why I can't see you. It's strange.
Yeah, so weird bugs, but I'll join Nathan's lobby. Yeah, everybody's in the main menu for me. That could just be.
Yeah,
That's
no,
always
that's
gonna,
fine.
yeah, that's not gonna
But
be updated
that's
for
mainly
a
because
while.
the UI is in JavaScript is terribly written, and we need to read it.
Yeah, but yeah, so I joined the manual lobby if there's people in VP 100, but yeah, I do not see you guys.
It might be based on game mode people are in.
It's not a port thing. We use Steam, so it's not using any direct. No, Steam networking does a lot of that for us. So
VQ3 Slick is just pain. You have no control.
But yeah, cool. So
You're gonna have to play the map that Tom requested now, though.
Yeah.
all right, what map? MG. Oh yeah, MG saw. Okay, let me.
Beta.
Oh yeah, you added it. That's right. Okay, hopefully it doesn't crash. And wait for what mode? Sorry.
Be up.
Be up.
Let's do a refresh.
Oh yeah, be up.
So one thing of note is there's like
Oh,
a
there it
sound
is.
clip that plays when you like die, and it's a bit like gory, so I updated it.
I'll have to unmute the
There he
screen to hear
is.
this.
There he is, Mr. Saw.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it's not too loud. Oh. Hints on the right. Hinks on the right.
I thought we said we weren't adding MG maps.
We're just doing it for the Q&A. I'm gonna delete it after. I was gonna do the private thing, but I was gonna do it. So.
Don't be afraid, but be careful.
Tom, the cluster doesn't cover you.
You are hard.
No.
Don't be a spoil sport. Let the
Yeah, it's quite easy to like get stuck.
Let
Well,
the
you
can just
game
block the saw
begin.
blades.
Oh yeah.
Oh hey, there we go. I can see you now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, what? I don't know. Fucking weird shit with defrag. Probably like bone it. Oh, you gotta go when it's green.
Wait, I don't see you.
We can't. Why can't get out? Our. Also, the jigsaw. The jigsaw. Wait, I want to see what happens when you die. Oh. Oh, okay. That doesn't work. Wait, what happens? Okay, what happens if I like fall down?
There's some areas where you can like die.
What? Oh. Uh-oh. I gotta restart. Sorry. Belbuiafoid. Thank you, Jigsaw. Is it like, did the guy like...
Yeah, you might want to like save up a bit.
You can blow up the barrels.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait. Can I die here? No? Jigsaw, I'm made of vibranium. Alright. Whatever.
No. Yeah. Well, it's a trigger hurt.
I traveled 1,000 kilometers to New York City to do this.
I am
rectangular. I feel it in my bones. I am rectangular.
Is it gonna play the whole
Feel
song?
no hole. I am rectangular. And you are a circle. I am rectangular. I feel no hole. I am rectangular.
I don't know.
And you are a circle. I am rectangular.
When the private testing system works,
I can't hear you at all. It's so loud.
The world is a
The music thing?
No, I didn't bother with that.
Oh! Okay, no, yeah, that's fine. It stopped. It was just the TikTok.
Just stop.
Beautiful.
But yeah. So normally I just do this in private testing, but I wasn't seeing the map because we have a thing where sometimes the map type doesn't show it, which I will fix soon.
I'm
So.
rectangular. Is that, wait, what is that? Ad?
I don't know what this is.
What is this? Is it like a hot pot? What? It's
Yeah,
like
I couldn't
noodles.
tell.
I don't want to be added to the hot pot. All right. Let me do mom practice so my timer stops because we got rid of mom timer stop, right? Yeah, we did. Okay.
We're adding it back, I think.
That's fine. Timer disabled. Let's go. Now I can get out of here. Oh, no. Okay. Mind your head. What? Oh. Oh, let's go. Here we go.
I need an SND restart bind for this map.
Oh. Break the ice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is actually the real game mode. Is this like ASMR like beat?
This is
basically.
also horrendously loud.
Horrendously loud glass noise. Oh yeah, isn't there like a hurt trigger in this? There's like a hurt trigger because it's so cold. So you really have to run. It's so loud. This is just how icicles sound when you hit them, guys. Why are my knives not hitting that?
This is like peak B-hop.
Where do I go? I'm dead. Jigsaw got me. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is peak B-hop. So, by the way, that question.
I'll be 2 minutes.
What the fuck? god. You can fucking kill everybody? That's so dumb. So yeah, I don't think we can really add this as a, as a map. This is like peak like 2000, so.
I traveled 1,000 kilometers to New York City to do this.
No!
I am rectangular. I feel it in my bones. I am
Oh, we win!
rectangular.
Let's go.
I feel no hole. I am rectangular. And you are a circle.
Oh, and then everybody.
I am rectangular.
Classic. That was a pretty good All right. Moving on to the next question. Moving on to the next question. Yeah. What map am I playing now? What was oh yeah, AHOP. That's right. Did you have a particular map, Bella, that you wanted me to play? Was it Bella? Yeah, play AHOP. Yeah. Is there any specific pain with the song? It's a fitting area to put. Let's do Castle. All right, sounds good. Fucking Jigsaw. All right. Oh, is Tom still away? Does somebody want to read this question?
Can do. Bjacko asks, how does Momentum plan to moderate things like voice/text chat, and will dedicated lobbies be allowed to operate independently of Momentum with regard to rules/banning?
Good questions. So, yes, we will plan to moderate text chat, at least, at the very least, because we can. We have some pretty awesome ways to go about doing it. That'll like ensure that it's like, you know, it was like this person who said this. Oh, can I skip that? Okay, hold on.
This looks like a good defrag map.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for.
I think all
ASH
the
is
ramps
not
are too low to double jump off though in defrag
Oh, maybe.
because you jump too high.
We'll try it out. They're at least steep.
Ah, damn it. But yeah, so text chat, absolutely. We'll have a report system for that. Voice chat will be a little more difficult. We'll probably figure out a way to capture, you know, the offending thing. We might, like, realistically do a system where if you're being a nuisance in voice chat and people are reporting you for voice chat, we might just, after a threshold, automatically mute you. And by the way, voice chat will also be opt-in for public lobbies and map lobbies and stuff. You will have to opt in to you know, hear other people. So by default, people won't, you know, hear the N-bomb when they play on a map, hopefully. But yeah, we do want to have a system where if you get enough reports, you'll just be automatically muted. So even if people opt into it, they have to manually unmute you to hear you. And that should be a good kind of middle ground. I think if people rack up enough of a reputation or enough, you know, reports or anything like that, I think that's where we'll start to like just perma-mute people, like not even give you the option to unmute them. Because yeah, we don't want people to be like terrible, you know, community members. We want to have like protections against, you know, like if you block somebody and stuff like that, you'll be able to not hear them. The way that lobbies work, because they're kind of peer-to-peer, right? There's not a lot of like like security around like preventing somebody from joining a lobby, if that makes sense, like a public lobby. So instead, like, you know, you can block people. Oh, there we go. Oh, fuck. Okay. Go down here.
This map was tricky on defrag.
Oh, shit. It's tricky on AHOP, too. Oh, no. Fuck.
I'm back,
All
by the way.
right. I'm just ABHing it. Fuck it. Welcome back. But I'm really excited for the text reporting because we have a pretty awesome feature. What?
Yeah, we actually go ahead and do it, which I think we should. I think people will get mad at us. But I think we should just live with that.
Get
But-
mad at us
Sorry.
for what?
because a bunch of people will get banned for saying racist stuff in chat,
Oh yeah.
and they'll just inevitably call us.
I think
like, you know,
those
we're doing
people
too much
being mad at
moderation.
us is fine.
Yeah, I think that's okay. But so basically, we can, if we want, we have an idea for sending, basically encrypting chat messages and having a secret system that means if you report someone, we can be confident in what's in the chat message.
Yeah.
So like they're basically signed. I think Minecraft or something does this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like it's one of those things that like once you get down on paper and like you're confident in the cryptographic side of it, it's pretty easy to implement. So you know, with report stuff like we don't want to spend loads and loads of time doing moderation stuff or whatever. But this is like it's the kind of thing where Lumia is the kind of sort of protogenitor of this and like really keen on it. It's a big word, protogenitor.
Protogen.
And got the kind of outline of it down, which we have in like a GitHub issue somewhere. I just haven't worked on it yet. But basically, if someone reports you, we will be confident in the message that they send in the report being valid. We're obviously not going to store every message that's sent. We wouldn't want to do that, and there's all privacy implications. Obviously, not doing that. But what we do want to be able to do is let you report something and send like the last 10 messages or something that was posted in chat.
Yeah.
And we want to be sure that that report isn't fake. And you do that cryptographically by having each client have like internal tokens. So,
Get
you know,
a
in
better
theory,
circle strafe.
they could
I
like.
think you just need to hit a jump right at the base of the ramp.
Yeah.
You get teleslick for failing in defrag.
But yeah, that will make people mad. But because we will end up like, you know, if you join some public lobby and start throwing slurs, we will ban. Like that's at least that's what we. If we get the system implemented, we will be able to do that, and we will do it. And we'll have some human moderation. It will be, you know, we'll go on the web dashboard or whatever. And if, you know, this obviously, like, if it's something is to, like, the main thing this is going to fix is the people that are just being just as rude as they possibly can, right? They just join a lobby, spam slurs, which has happened literally before in Momentum. Like, in lobbies I've been in.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you'll basically just be auto-muted for other clients, and they can unmute you if you want, but if they want, but you'll be muted by default. At least in like public and map lobbies, or user lobbies, map lobbies.
Yeah.
And for stuff that's like more insidious, where like you know people that want to troll, like there's better ways of trolling than that, right? And you can get other people's skin more, and you can do stuff that isn't easily like summarizable, like in a single like chat message report or whatever, or, like reporting like 10 messages. Where some of that stuff will be more complex, and I'm not sure how much time we'll end up having for like mods to actually like evaluate stuff like that. I mean, we'll try to do it, but I think the main thing that I'm pretty keen we do, I think should be relatively easy, is yeah, just fucking nuke people that are like joining a lobby spamming slurs.
Yeah.
But that will be much stronger moderation than like most people are like used to in existing game servers and stuff, I'd say. I mean, some game servers will like moderate their chat and stuff, but I expect that like anyone that's getting banned for stuff like that is going to complain. That will inevitably, I think, result in those people complaining loads and saying we're being way too strict with the moderation. But I don't think like not going to be super. But
fuck, I didn't even see there was a. Yeah.
But also, like, part of the reason I concern myself with that is like gamers like racism. It's true. Sorry, but like it's a and there's a really good YouTube video on this. I don't remember the channel on like kind of how racism in gaming communities is often a way of kind of building kind of social bonds fast, and it's a kind of quite standardized thing in a lot of communities, and it's a sort of way to kind of communicate with people and stuff like that. Obviously, we're not all that sympathetic to that, so if you do that, then we'll ban or mute you. But but like,
because like yeah, the distinction we can make is that technically you could be community banned in our game, which just prevents you from like being heard in lobbies and stuff by default. But you could still play the game and like submit times. When you cheat on the leaderboards is when you get the leaderboard banned, and that's
sure, yeah, and I think keeping those separate is pretty good.
Yeah,
and I mean the reality is like there's been loads of people that like I mean like Sinky, for instance, I think like the best surfer around for one, I think was eventually banned from PSF for being just a massive racist.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's been other cases of that before. And in our case, like I think we're somewhat willing to not think about their like actions and ton of community stuff and what they're saying in chat, treat that separately from the game-wide ban like that. That being said, if someone's doing kind of prolonged harassment or they're
Yeah.
like making alt accounts and trying to like target individual people, anything that is kind of more insidious like that, then
Yeah, that's where we start to like.
then yeah, we just
Full
game
remove.
wide ban.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the main thing is like setting a kind of standard where
what?
people know that if you join one of our lobbies and start spamming slurs or whatever, and they find that they're getting like a month-long auto mute, stuff like that. Hopefully that kind of sets the kind of standard a bit, and people are aware of that, and just it becomes fairly normal to people not to be acting like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wait,
There's
what?
also like anytime you do stuff like that and do community moderation, you will inevitably get people that like do these kind of bad faith arguments about what should and shouldn't be considered acceptable.
Yeah.
I think for us, we should definitely avoid really getting into that, and it's basically going to be what we say is like we're not going to argue over like what isn't racist, something like that. Like it will be us putting our foot down. We're not going to have a discussion with you.
Yeah.
If you don't like it.
Yeah, it's also just an interesting like problem of like we're a global game, so we're going to have people that have just very opinionated takes on things, and like that'll probably lead to a lot of reports, and like the team is going to have to like make a decision around a Palestine versus God, comments versus Israel. It starts to get like I'm sure there's gonna be some crazy shit like that.
I think you can
too,
some cases
and-
like that. You can if you have cases of like I've heard in games of like Israeli kids saying that Palestinians aren't real people or whatever.
Yeah,
I think that would be bannable.
That
like,
would
some
be
of that stuff
bannable.
And maybe this is a very hot topic, but we do see surrounding Israel, I think, a lot of very bad faith arguments over what should be allowed to be said about Israel, and the kind of I don't know. I suspect like trying to do those kind of like really anything that's having like a really long discussion thread between people, something like that, is probably less likely to be something that we ban people over. Like it's harder to moderate. Like a lot of it will be like literal. We will have chat messages, and we know it's from that person or whatever, and it's someone calling someone else a slur, and it's okay. You're getting your monthly auto mute, whatever. If you keep doing it, you get penalty. That stuff I think we can deal with pretty well. The thing of kind of political disagreements, that it's always very hard to kind of give like a kind of rule book of what is and isn't acceptable. And I guess a big priority is going to be: are you directly attacking a specific person like in the lobby or whatever, as opposed to just making kind of broadly racist or whatever comments about.
And we'll have community guidelines. We'll have community guidelines in place as well. Like we have our Discord rules that we'll probably just adopt and put somewhere in the game as well, and just be like, like if people.
That's true, but one, no one will read them, and two, the moment you start writing down those guidelines, people will nitpick around them, and they'll just be like, "Oh well, you can't ban me for this. This isn't in the rules," And those things, like for me, it was like
that doesn't mean we shouldn't have them,
well,
but they'll be pretty
just
broad. But like, it's definitely something that we're gonna have in place, and it's like it's very clearly like you're attacking other people. Like that's not so like what? Oh, it's up there. Okay, I gotta go to the top of the momentum rock. Let's go.
This is a long map. Holy shit!
It's really cool though. I like it.
Like we need more AHOT mapping because there's loads of stuff.
I'm still trying to get to through the first area and defrag.
Okay, going down is not the move there. I need to.
I don't think this map is possible in defrag without weapons. I did it with BFG though.
Yes.
I think if you do like a very specific route in the beginning, you can get through that section.
Nice.
I don't know about the rest of the map. I haven't seen it. I guess I can.
Doesn't this map require like a very fast circle strike at the start, like a good run? Which I'm never a fan of.
Okay. There's like a very high double jump you have to do at the end of the start area.
Oh, actually.
Possibly.
Well, like seems.
That was a faster finish.
I just got like a Sorry, like 640 surface trade.
Um,
Fine.
we also have a question around dedicated lobby, or no, sorry, this is part of the question. Dedicated lobbies allowed to operate independently? Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, did we get another? Wait, what?
Yeah, I think they're having, if people want to.
We got
like,
another
form a
one.
cesspit or whatever, like
What?
that should be allowed. But,
I got another DM.
hmm?
I got another random ass DM. Who's this? What? Doink face. 2025, the best repacks.
Okay,
Oh
this part
dear.
looks impossible in defrag. This
Whatever.
20 Hawk part.
Anyway,
Anyhow.
yeah. So dedicated lobbies, yeah. I mean, assuming that they're fully implemented with like passwords and stuff, right? Like the entire point around it is that it is more of like a layer on top of the base game, right? The base game gameplay and stuff will be momentum, but then community aspects around maps and like maybe specific leaderboards and like, or having like, you know, the people that are part of like the server, you know, show up on like a separate like filter for that dedicated lobby and stuff like that. We could do things like, yeah, being able to keep track of like different things. It really is just a matter of like what would private server owners want to see out of it, because again, like it's not like a full like, you know, like runs that you do even while in a dedicated lobby will likely submit to our website. You know, like for anti-cheat, like we're not
giving people leaderboards. That's never been on the cards.
yeah.
I mean, if someone change like the backend URL, they can, and like a whole separate backend. But like,
yeah, but it like you could do like we could start to look into like what would come out of having having like your own kind of filter around the leaderboard, or like what data would be valuable to have for like a dedicated server community. So, but yeah, like we'll see. It's not like we don't have anything in place because we just don't have dedicated lobbies like planned out fully, and it's just not important yet. Like maybe we can start to talk about it after 1.0. I'm sure there will be a lot of server communities that are interested, but at the same time, it's like it's not the same thing anymore, right? Like momentum isn't going to be like, oh, you're joining the server to play, right? It'd be more like you're joining the server because like people that have played on that server before
the community
are there.
aspect, not the leaderboards aspect.
Yes.
Right? Like
yeah.
leaderboards that are like we want to allow for server communities, but we're not allowing for separate leaderboards. Partly because it should be a shitload of work to implement, and we're not going to spend our time on.
Yeah. So if servers have like we want like map rotation stuff, like oh my god, ABHing that is insane.
Map rotation.
Oh, there's momentum rock over there too.
This part would be possible if there was like.
I think with moderation of dedicated servers, I think it comes down to like if it's something that somebody else is hosting with their own resources, I don't think that we should touch it, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
we don't
fair.
host multiplayer with our own resources. That's all Steam. But like,
Yeah, exactly.
but like, yeah, I think, you know, if we have names for those servers, and we have like a really offensive server name or whatever, or maybe if they formed like a reputation just for being like a total cesspit, maybe we do something to avoid showing it like on the like public lobby list. I don't know, but we kind of had to see.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we'd want... It would be a bit of a shame to see, like... Well, no, I guess what you could see then would be people that have been in the public lobbies and end up getting, like, community banned completely because they're insanely toxic, could well end up forming their own dedicated lobbies as a way to get away from all of that. And maybe in some of those cases we'd, like, deprioritize, like, showing them in the lobby list or something, I don't know. But...
Yeah, I think we should totally be like, I mean, if people are running dedicated lobbies, we should be able to on the market. And so like players don't see them. You have to go and like, you know, put an IP address or something.
Yeah, I think maybe having a public thing for some could be okay. I don't know.
A hop long jump. I'm inventing
like,
a new
yeah,
jump
if you wanna form like a really toxic Discord server or whatever, and people join that and they find your momentum dedicated lobby through there, then whatever. Then but like it would be a shame if someone's joining a dedicated lobby and like some of the most popular ones are just kind of exist to be a haven for the really toxic people. but I think we should just wait and see if something like that happened and deal with it, as opposed to try to kind of preemptively.
I think it would also be good to give people who are operating those like the option to say, like, we want to have, you know, if somebody is like already banned official momentum lobbies, then we want that to carry
Yeah, for sure.
hours as well. And you know, maybe we like can detect whether they have that setting or not, and kind of also prioritize based on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or like you have to kind of like how on like normal source games, you have to like check a flag to see servers that are not using it back.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Little checkbox somewhere in a corner that's like show unmoderated lobbies or something like that.
Yeah. But I mean, you might well have lobbies that do moderation themselves well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, better wording for that, but
Yeah, like. Yeah.
This is definitely possible with BFG.
Big friendly giant.
What's not possible with the BFG? I feel like the BFG's practically no clipping after a certain point.
there's probably some sticky jump maps or something.
Oh, do I have
The fucking glass. Oh my god.
should we move on?
Yeah. Oh. Let me hold on. Let me get up here. Okay. Next question.
Bjacko, players CS:GO are accustomed to having a view model. Will momentum have presets? So I read that as priests first. Yeah, the visual momentum mod priest. Will momentum have presets for these game modes to allow having the weapons from CS:GO?
So this is tying in with the cosmetic system. We actually talked about this super recently in team discussion too. So yeah, the goal of the cosmetic system is to ideally have a robust like store that you kind of you gain cosmetic currency through just kind of beating maps, like beating challenges, playing the game, right? You get like units, which is our channel point. And your units are then used to unlock cosmetics that are used on your player model and show up in replays. And so because we mount CSGO, which actually isn't even a game anymore, so CSGO in particular is kind of a hard answer, but like CSS and TF2, you could technically set your cosmetics to be those weapons, right? The way that works is like, it would ideally save that in your replay, but fall back to a custom cosmetic or the default cosmetic if people don't have the game mounted. It's a very big if around specifically if people have the game mounted. So it is possible for sure. Like oh my god, the footstep noise. What? Player, there we go. Okay, I think that's better. Nope, still very loud. Okay.
Glass footsteps are under like physics or something. Weird.
Are they not player movement? Probably?
No, because it's using the wrong channel, I think, with glass.
Great. That's fantastic. But yeah, so we can, and it is kind of roughly in the design right now, of allowing people to set it to be like a CSGO knife or something. But the problem is you have to have that game mounted. So if you don't, you have to shoot the thing. Oh.
That doesn't include skins.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think we can let you set a karambit.
But that's one of the issues, because I think people are gonna want this. We're just not gonna do it.
But keep in mind,
I think locally is fine.
Yes.
I want to see something that's like unusual.
Oh yeah, we discussed that before, and that's like.
Because you were saying Gocnac, like it'll save in a replay, and like other people will see it. Like if it's stock weapons from TF2 or CS:GO or something, that's probably fine.
Yeah.
But like, if we're letting people like, locally set their TF2 skins or whatever, that should never be shown to anybody else in multiplayer plays. It's like that should be local only 100%.
If I'm honest, and I'm not going to turn this into a rant about the cosmetic system, I promise. But I think honestly these should just be really basic convars. They should be local only and like just not. It literally just like picks like the model path we use. and it just overrides like the existing weapons.
Oh.
And like I don't really see like the cosmetic system would make sense for that stuff should show up in replays and be like a kind of normal thing. So I don't actually see why these fit in together particularly well. The cosmetic stuff and the like CS overrides. I think they should just be their own settings.
Because we're going to have a centralized spot for editing your characters, so having them be in that list somehow in some capacity would probably be best for people, as opposed to being like, hey, literally every CSGO surfer is going to ask us how to get a karambit, and we have to tell them every single time to go to their con bar, as opposed to having it just show up.
If we really wanted to put the setting in the cosmetics page, then fine.
Yeah, we can do it there.
That would be fine. I just think that it basically does amount to some con bars, which for those who don't know, is just like the name for source settings. There's also, I just think the cosmetic system is a really big system. However much we like to think we can do it fast, whatever, it is a big system and probably won't be in 1.0. Like maybe some really rudimentary form of it, but honestly with like good UI and stuff and actually having lots of assets, like as much as we might want it, it seems really unlikely that actually will be in 1.0.
We'll have the initial implementation as like the UI in place for it, but not any cosmetics, because we need to show people that we're like willing to have cosmetics in the game for people to be motivated to make them. If we just have this coming soon tab, right, the entire time, which I do not want to ship 1.0 with a coming soon tab. I'd like to move the like current the current customization should move to it. And then we could easily add some mock-up like kind of like customization around like your current like weapon and stuff. If we want to if we want to ship like hedgehog stickies or something, or have that be a cosmetic, we could have that as like the first one or something. But again, very proof of concept and like showing that the system is viable and willing to take in people's ideas for it. And then
I'm gonna set
maybe
a
even
1
using.
minute long timer.
I don't think this will happen.
I'm gonna set a 1 minute long timer if you guys are still talking about cosmetics. I'm going to scream at you. I'm going to spam soundboard sounds until you can't hear anything.
All I'm gonna say is, with our current pace of dev and the way workload turns out, I think this just won't happen for 1 point.
Okay.
Like, when it would take multiple devs working on it, it's not just something you can just crank out yourself, Nick. Like, this would be...
Okay.
As much as we like to think it's do, I just don't think it's done for 1.0. Maybe, but I would just say, given that this system can be combo based anyway, that we can, and it's much simpler to do, that it would be fine to just implement it whenever. Just make sure it's not blocked by the cosmetic system. If we get the cosmetic system in for 1.0, then fine, but it's not guaranteed it will be in. And I'm personally really, really skeptical that it will be, because of the amount of work and amount of active devs we have right now.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Is we'll see.
Yeah, no, and if we end up getting more people, then sure. I'm not saying...
That wasn't me.
There's no guarantee. I drama. But there's just like, given that we don't know that it is going to be in or not necessarily, I'm saying I'm hedging my bets on probably not, but maybe you're saying a fish. It's a good thought. But then I just think doing the simple convo based thing, given that like it basically like I don't like the idea of cosmetic system blocking doing the override thing, and it doesn't seem like it really needs to, because I think in the technical side of the implementation, they're actually just quite different.
I'll go and get myself a nice Yorkshire pudding.
Honestly, okay, so going back to like the just the weapons from CSS, CSGO, or TF2, that does seem like something we could probably do pretty simply just for now. Like we already ship. As like the other thing that we could probably do like right now basically is put together some override scripts for like the CSS weapons and ship them with the game. The only thing I'm not sure about is if the animation system actually works with those view models.
Yeah.
I know people have gotten Counter-Strike weapons to work before, but I don't know if the animations work. But
I guess half the TF2 ones don't work, right?
I think so. I'm not really sure. I know that like our overrides are using the old models for like the sticky bomb launcher and the rocket launcher, and like stuff like the original doesn't work. You need to shoot that button, by the way, Gocnac.
Is that about? Wait. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you'll need your shotgun.
Okay.
You can
I was so lost on this part. I didn't know you needed the shotgun.
It's
But
that big white square at the bottom. That's the button.
Gotcha. Okay.
the thing for me is like it doesn't seem
Nice.
like, however the cosmetic system is implemented on top, the fact we're saying we don't want to be like networking and showing like the overridden one in a replay anyway suggests that they're really quite different systems. Like this system would literally just be saying override whatever weapon model you have out with like the CSS1 or CSGO one or whatever. And
Yeah,
so
and I imagine that if you do that, I mean, if you do that, obviously none of whatever cosmetics we end up having, you're not going to be able to see them. And so I think like in terms of networking, what other players would see is they would just see you having like the basic stock weapon. I think the stock
or just whatever cosmetic that you have selected.
Yeah.
Even though you might not see it on your client, because this system, like, it seems really messy to try to implement this entirely in the cosmetic system itself, given that it has like quite different behaviors of it doesn't get networked or stored in replays. So if in that case, like, if this just doesn't have to block cosmetics, doesn't block at all, we could just do it whenever.
Yeah, it could be like orthogonal, and like we could whatever UI we end up with, we could still put it like in that UI. Just internally, it's just like an override. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I do think if we have the time to do it, it would be good to do. But yeah, fucking mounting is.
Gotta love Source Engine.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah, 2+ we're not planning on like letting people like show their weapon skins to anybody else. It's going to be a 100% local only thing. So like at that point, I don't think it's even worth doing that really. More of a thing of like that's another thing I don't think we should spend time on is like actually supporting skins from other games. Like that's not something that's worth doing at all.
Yeah.
Like you should be able to like I guess copy the files yourself and then finagle it to work. But like we should never spend an iota of time making any system or any UI or anything that lets you like select TF2 cosmetics, even if it is local only. You just never do that at all.
I think we and Valve are kind of in harmony here. It's that like we really don't want to be piggybacking off their games. Like a big part of Momentum has been trying to establish like a core entity and having our own, base weapons and stuff and in the future cosmetic stuff. Like, and I think that's been something that Valve have always been keen on. Valve are always bored as hell, I think, of like, the no offense to like a classic offensive or whatever and stuff like that, but like the kind of games that are just kind of very derivative.
Oh, what? There's a teleport? Whatever.
And I think it's good for us, and I think we're all quite proud of the fact that like we have gone to the effort of doing lots of stuff ourselves.
Yeah.
The main thing for us that is just so frustrating is like map textures and stuff, because all these maps are from existing games, and we just yeah. So we have them out, but
yeah.
Next
the
question.
New, required game page in Lumper, by the way, the icon for it is a guy on a horse. It was about mounting.
That's great.
Yeah. I went to I up. All right, next question. Yeah.
I'm not triangles, I'm triple spike. Is 0938 the last update?
Yes.
Yes. I knew it was just harmonized.
Yes.
Yeah, the current work we're doing, we don't plan on shipping.
Yeah, we're gonna play it.
Us. But the stuff we're just staying on 010 pre forever. No, we say in the changelog, I think, on like the Steam thing and the blog and whatever, 0938 is hopefully, and so far has been, the last update we've done to the 09. If you want to do the new stuff, use the 010 pre branch. And it's just the case of Steam playtest that like it would be really messy right now if we did switch everyone over to 010 pre, or like add as a default branch or whatever, because most people don't actually playtest the game that much, or like in the sense that like they do stuff and tell us about it and like are that engaged. The people that are engaged are generally on our Discord and watching these streams and know about the 010 pre branch. So we're not being like, we're not hiding that branch, but we're also not making that great of an effort to like promote it. Like we're not pinging, doing like an @everyone ping on Discord or whatever, like asking people to do that, things like that. It tends to work a lot better having the people testing that be the people that kind of already engaged and kind of paying some attention to the project.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's much more to say there. Unless you something like that.
No, it is the last update of 09.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a lot of them.
Yeah.
938.
Yeah.
I'll still never not laugh about the guy saying like.
I mean, we're already at
Well, like-
01027 in a way.
Yeah.
But
010. Oh, we are. Yeah, this is pre-27, so we've done 27 pushes to the 010 branch. But
Yeah.
that's part of the reason that we're doing the 010 pre is we can push to it way more rapidly.
yeah.
Like doing an update is a lot simpler because we don't have to do the custom changelog stuff every time. And if something breaks, we're less worried. In the past, we've done branches, push it to the main branch that have had like crashes on start or in quite simple places, and we're really going to try to avoid that more in the future.
Yeah.
But with 010, it was really helpful to just not be that fast. So for instance, before this stream, literally like half an hour before, I deployed a branch to Steam that we then quickly figured out was broken because of some weird stuff going on with delegates and... Oh, anyway, SL's fixed that already, by the way, because SL's a fucking god.
What was it?
Yeah, it was some memory getting copied where it was copying slightly too much or something. It's all in...
Classic.
It's all in like the delegate system, which is that absolutely insane system for like C++ 99 or whatever delegates, which is
There's also a crash that I caused on some maps like Surf Echoes. I found out the reason is because it's calculating a negative radius for the light.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
That's- That's on dev now. I hope it doesn't affect anyone on P2C.
Maybe let them know, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna push a fix for it. But...
So that's because there's like a min and a max value or something in there.
Yeah, and the min is negative radius and the max is positive radius, but the radius is negative, so they're flipped, and we have something that for some reason errors on it instead of just flipping them around itself. I don't know.
So do you know how to like, if we've got like one number that's bigger than the other number, do you know how to like flip those variables? Is that hard? I'm not really a programmer. Is that hard to do though?
I mean, I wouldn't. It's non-trivial for sure.
Is it?
No.
Yeah,
No,
I was confused. Like, what?
I just
Depends
changed
how much
the
memory
radius
are
to
we working with?
Yeah.
At least
Well,
a couple
Can I
megas.
assume? Yeah. Can I?
Can you do it without a temp variable?
This is basically
Like
coding
Python, Java.
exercises, by the way. Anyone in chat that has not gone through the luxury
Yeah.
of going to a
No,
software engineering role interview.
You know how
The
you do
actual
this?
fix is to just take the absolute value of the radius. I don't really know why it's negative. There is a
Yeah,
light on
yeah.
Surf Echoes that has fucking constant linear quadratic parameters of 125, 10. I don't even know what that's supposed to look like, but
setting
it
whether a-
negative radius.
Setting whether an IEEE float is negative or not is really hard though, right? That's quite...
Yeah. The only way that you can do that is to very carefully arrange a butterfly so that its wings flap in such a way that it redirects the magnetic field of the Earth, concentrates it at a single point on your RAM, and flips the negative sign of it.
Yeah.
You have to do that every
Butterfly
time,
stuff.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it's normally
coding
doing
the
it
butterfly
right.
right now.
Yeah. In JavaScript, the way you flip two numbers, that like the nerdy way, do you like array BA equals array AB? I like that. Always like styling on people doing that.
This last checkpoint's too hard for me.
0969.
I believe.
That was the best thing when we released 0910 and someone was like, "Oh, I thought you were going to." It was 010 came out.
Yeah.
Now we've got to wait till 09100 or whatever. Yeah. Very much a boring programming here.
It's, yeah.
Talk about semantic versioning.
Also
Yeah.
truly visionary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
December. Shall we move on?
Yeah. I think there were 2 questions that were in Q&A live that I didn't add to the slides.
Oh,
before.
okay. I had one in general team. We might have answered that actually. But wait, did we reach? Yeah, that was the end. Then we've got a couple more. I'm gonna read the one I put in voice team, which was Luffaloo asking, how difficult was it to recreate Q3 arena physics in Source from the
Ooh.
to the D3?
Fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. So like getting maybe 80% there is not that difficult because the source engine is a cousin of the Quake 3 engine. So a lot of the code already looks similar. A lot of the collision detection's already similar, but it's that It's that last like 20%, and especially like that last like 1 or 2% of little things that I'm driven mad by Quake 3. I've seen people on the internet before, sometimes talking about graphics programming, and be like, "Oh yeah, you should look at the Quake engine as a good example of how to make an engine." And I don't think they've ever read it before, ever, because that code is disgusting. If I ever see John Carmack, well, I can't say that on stream.
Buy 'em
some
here.
code is like as clever as he is, and much as he hates workers, like some of his code is horrible.
But yeah, there's been a
Back in
lot
the
of
day.
really terrible things. But the good news is that I have tested now a lot of cases between Momentum and Quake 3 where we are actually accurate down to like multiple decimal points for a lot of things. So I had to do some really horrible collision detection changes. I had to find out that there's 2 different versions of the snap vector function that are both called snap vector but with different capitalization, and they both do different things. Yeah, Quake is an awful code base. I hate it.
Yeah.
But I live with it. So
But it is funny because it's sometimes seen as this kind of exemplar of like, oh, it's like this very famous game, and it was open source and everything, and that's great. But then,
well, okay, if I'm being realistic, I'm kind of exaggerating with how bad it is, especially given that the Quake games were made very quickly. They were put together really fast, and a lot of the dumb stuff in there, I think a lot of it is just like, we need to get this game out yesterday, and so they just did the fastest thing. I do have beef with Quake 3 specifically because I think it's over-engineered. It's kind of the opposite problem, but in general, like, honestly, a lot of my ability to write C code has come from reading Quake Engine, which should probably make you scared if you're my employer.
yeah,
but
that's not like.
But no, I mean, seriously, like, there is a lot of, like, the majority of it is solid. It's just old, and there is some gross things in there.
Yep.
A Source Engine is honestly much worse.
Yeah.
If for no other reason, then it's like 10 times bigger. But also, Valve writes horrible code. At least, like,
well-
they refactored it sometimes.
Yeah, and there's like different mod game teams, like the Portal team and like Left 4 Dead, and then like the CS team, like that worked on different things. And so it's like, yeah.
Well, some of Valve stuff is, with some engine dev, right, you do want to focus like your time and do the good code and like the really important high performance areas and stuff. So like some stuff, like, they kind of really heavily optimized stuff, like Sergey what's his face's stuff. Some of it's quite good.
Yeah.
And like can be quite well commented, and like it's quite clear, like it's not, it's easy to follow and quite maintainable, right? Game code, like for actual games, it's just like so much of good programming is about maintainability, and I'm terrible at this. I write unmaintainable garbage, but like writing good code is so much about making it so people working on the future can work in a nice way. And game dev is the
How do I get
opposite
more
of that,
speed?
because you're trying to ship, right, and then you're done.
Yeah.
And some bits of like core engine is like okay, and then some of it is ridiculous. Some of the new stuff is quite good. I quite like Panorama. Like Panorama is pretty good in places.
Pretty solid. Yeah. We also made it a ton better.
Yeah, for sure.
And
But
TypeScript
Valve,
and-
really did spend the time actually learning V8, and like I've
Yeah.
gotten like good at V8 for like reading their stuff.
And also, I mean, people love to shit on the Source Engine for being spaghetti code, because it kind of is. But honestly, I think code quality is either not correlated with game quality at all, or if anything, it's actually negatively correlated. Some of the best games ever made by, like, Portal 2 is definitely one of the best, like, puzzle games ever made, right? I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah.
That game's code is horrible, but it doesn't matter because it's a good game.
Yeah.
A lot of indie game developers with programming experience will spend way too much time making their code clean and not making an actual game. And like that's something that Valve does understand, is you need to make the actual game.
Yeah.
If only they could make a game in less than 9 years.
And I think, we've gotten better at this. I think in the past we used to, spend too much time going to code review, especially on game code. Engine code, it really makes a lot of sense. Like, you really want people to understand that stuff. Like, it's a clustered stuff, like having people that really do understand it besides just Spade. It's not. So I think Spade is kind of the only, like, person that really, really gets it. But, like, game code, the stuff that is, related to actual gameplay logic, and Valve typically do all of that in C++. They do they don't use some like extra scripting system on top. Like that stuff can be kind of crappy, and it sometimes is not worth spending loads of time doing code review, like really agonizing over stuff or like nitpicking, right? And I think we've got a bit better at that. We tend to, but like, game program is absolutely like a different beast from like writing kind of, you know, production quality kind of back-end software or whatever. Or...
Right. Yeah. Or graphic designers.
How do I get the like speed and height? Am I like I gotta be close?
Which
Oh
jump are
my
you on?
god! Last
Oh.
of eons.
It's just the sync, like you're just never hitting a sync all that well. Which is hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Is this actually a tier 2?
This jump doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, this jump in particular is really
This
rough.
one feels like a tier 3, or like this jump.
If it's a tier 3, I think it's a pretty low tier 3.
Yeah, because the rest of the map was not this hard. It's tier 2, okay. Tier 2
one
of a
thing we didn't
10
get
tier?
to show off very much. So the new rocket lights have this interesting effect of making sync slightly easier. Because you can
Really?
see the light from behind.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels pretty good, I have to say.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I'm really looking forward
That
to
is
it.
nice for people that are
Because-
subbed at Rocket
Yeah.
League.
But also, like, I use, like, Centerfire original, and I have low mouse sensitivity, and it's one of the reasons I just don't like Rocket Jump very much. It's like, flicking my mouse a lot is really frustrating. So I, like, hate having to, like, turn around if I'm doing, like, a
Yeah.
quad or whatever.
I mean, this one I don't have time. I could if I whip my mouse, but
You
it feels
could.
like I don't
I'm
really
interested
have
to
time.
see if we can get the Doppler effect working as well on the sounds. That'd be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
No, sound
Yeah.
The Source sound system is one of those things that is just not good.
Yep.
Interesting, but it's
It's good at
you know, much-
particular things and nothing else.
But
And
yeah,
maybe
driven
if
by,
we
like,
embed
like the power
fmod like
in
every
training
other
the
source
system.
game project tries to do, like we maybe.
Why is Quake more advanced than Source in so many ways?
Because it was written by people who knew what they were doing.
but also clever people that in some cases are too clever.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the thing is, like, game programming is just so much fun, and it's very easy to like like. There's a reason there's like 50 Rust game engines, and like.
Game engines are like the perfect forever projects. Like there's
Yeah.
always something to do with a game engine.
There's so many fascinating, like, there's so many areas that I think are like the best parts of programming that are really highlighted by, like, actually doing a lot of math, doing a lot of linear algebra, doing optimizations in places that actually matter. Like, I don't know. What's the speed of sound? How many is it?
7.
Yeah. But I'd like to write a game engine. I've never done it. It seems like a kind of rite of passage.
Yeah, no, what? How tall is that trigger? What? Come on. Okay, I count that. Fuck that. I got that. How tall? I'm upset. How tall is this trigger?
Well,
Oh
Gocnac,
my
you're
God.
the admin. You can just make the trigger smaller.
That's true, yeah. Let me boshy it real quick. But yeah, what the
That's
fuck?
all
It's
right.
like so tall. It's like a solid like player height. I had that though. Fuck that. All right,
Do you have a
whatever.
surface collision filter to fix it.
God, I just had
Yeah.
to look up the worst line of source code in Source that we can't share, but is just fantastic.
We have an entire channel,
Channel.
or
Yeah.
like internal NDA development server called What the Fuck Valve.
Yeah. There's also what the
Sure,
fuck Strata,
something.
but there's less stuff in there.
Yeah.
But the one pin in what the fuck Valve has this range check function that has, it's like 10 lines, 8 besides parens, and it braces and it is utterly insane. It doesn't do what it says.
There we go.
Like,
Properly.
it uses this global that I have no idea why it does. It can only run in the main thread. It's templated for no reason.
They
It's
must have
so
had an
good.
intern write it. Yeah, the other thing about Quake is that there's only ever one copy of comparse.
Yeah, that's metal.
Yeah.
That's metal.
Oh my god, well, that's too much. What was the other questions then? We should.
Were there any other questions in chat?
There are
No?
2 more in Q&A live that I think we could do.
Yeah. Let's do 'em.
So I'm gonna just read them. Uberosh asks, what will be added in documentation for map boarding guidelines for each supported game and troubleshoot?
Hopefully
I
all
see,
of it.
game specific like things in the boarding guidelines, and yeah, like maybe game mode specific as well. But the context was him doing BSP convert stuff and not having that much documentation. We're progressively doing more and more of this. We've been adding quite a lot to the map boarding page. Panda's been doing lots of it. I've been doing a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is on .momentummod.org. It's not finished, but yeah, we're really trying to get into the habit of just adding like small little notes when we see stuff. There's lots of really tiny little things that come up during porting, and our general process is just, if we see those things, whack them in the docs straight away. Don't like wait and do it later or whatever. Just if you're encountering some issue, you figure out how to do it, just put it in the docs right away. And that will mean that the docs get really long, but that's fine, because you know, people can kind of look through it and look through the contents and just try to sort of, if you're running into some issue, like look in the docs first and see if you figure it out.
Little baby Kongs. Oh, they're so cute. I haven't seen them yet.
They're adorable. Think of, like,
Oh,
it's
do we
gonna
have
grow
a
up
new
and it's
animation
gonna
for
go
the
fully.
priming? That's awesome. What the fuck? I haven't seen this yet. That's awesome. I'm assuming that's Vortex's work, or was it Spring Scale?
It's gotta be Vortex, right?
It's awesome though. It's you click the button now. That's sweet.
Yeah, we didn't really
Awesome.
talk about art stuff at the intro here, but we've made some really great progress with animation recently.
Yeah.
Partly by moving off of the animation system we're using that is broken, which is CSS's animation system. And like third person doesn't work, and it's weird, and has actually been relatively easy to move from. And Panda's been helping out with Vortex, and Vortex is picking stuff up.
Yeah. And we'll have way more, because yeah, I mean, we have lobbies and stuff in O10. We want people to be able to see and interact with each other, unlike my cursed game where I can't see fucking anybody apparently.
Well, we have lots of questions about like multiplayer stuff and like how to make it like feel like there's a whole kind of community and stuff. And a big part of that is just making it so like like you see players in the world and they're not just like orbs. The orbs are kind of fun, but you know, or like, you know, a big purple ball or
Where do we go?
cylinder like we had before.
Nobody's
But like
putting these
having
maps
just
in content
animation
approval.
What?
I don't see this map on the selector.
It's
it's
in
in
private
con-
testing, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're not even allowed to tweak those.
What
Oh,
role
delete
is it that
MG
even lets you
slot.
see all the private testing?
I'm an
ones?
admin.
'Cause, yeah, I'm an admin as well, but I don't get to see any of them.
Oh,
It's scammed.
I'm a better admin. No, I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, did you refresh? I don't know. I don't know.
God, I can't wait to. We're gonna open stuff up to porters more and get more people porting. And I can't wait to actually have loads of this game. Having map submission, like, it's pretty functional right now. There's a little bit more work it needs, but can't wait for people to actually be using this.
Oh, I need a double here? What? Okay.
Shit.
Oh, that's too early. Do I need to... I might be just trying to do like a speedrun strat here.
I can't even put them past content approval. I'm confused.
What one?
They're in private
Oh.
testing.
So if they're in private testing, the author has to change the status.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I was added as a tester then, I guess. Maybe?
Yeah. Private testing, I
Oh.
don't think admin can even see it.
Hold on,
Unless
super
you're-
important
like,
question. Will I be able to squat 100 kilo? How many pounds is 100 kilo? Because I might have already...
220. It's like
Oh.
2 wheels.
Yeah, no, I absolutely have squatted. I squat 240. 240 is my PB.
Let's
So,
go.
Yeah. Easy. But yeah,
Is that 108 kilograms?
Gocnac.
I think so. Squats and what was the other one? There's another one that I really enjoy. Like, oh, deadlifts. Just straight up deadlifting. Like, I can deadlift, I think 220. I don't think I pushed it though. I keep
Sweet.
forgetting to try to push it, but Yeah, there's your update, Rodie. I can squat 240. So we're over. That's how you know O10's coming out, because I can do 100 kilo, at least 100 kilo. Yeah, I really like the new animation. It's so cool. It sucks about the world model scale. He was talking about that. There's something we have to do, or like something we could
I
probably
think we
do.
just need to set the scale in code.
Oh yeah, that's
So it
fine.
matches the. So I
The
think
hand.
that is like the size it should be to match how it shows up in the hand.
Yeah.
But like it's too small, so it just needs to be made bigger in code. I'm probably gonna like continue working on my random fixes branch today, and that has some of that on it. I need to restart my computer to do that though.
So what's the strategy here? So you go over, and then I guess prime one there, but then you're not gonna have a third one. So you drop conch here. Okay, yeah, that I guess, but under the wall.
Well,
Was
just
there any
immediately
other
prime the third as well, just to be sure.
Any other? Oh yeah, that's true. I could throw.
Was there one more question in Q&A live?
Yes, there was one more.
Yeah.
Blank asked, how will different versions of the same map work for leaderboards, like Surf Kitsune versus Surf Kitsune with portals? Different maps, but the way stage times are counted going for the stage times are counted going for stage times would be the same on both maps.
So, where it's the exact same map, we're likely going to prefer the best version of that map. So, arguably, Kitsune with portals is probably a better map than the OG. No, you know, our blog is in our Discord. We can ask them. So we can see like what they think, but I think when they saw it, they were like, "Yeah, hell yeah, kick ass!" Like, that's what I remember. I think I might be misremembering, but realistically, yeah, if there is a better version of a map, we will likely only add that one.
Yeah, doing the portal doors is a bit of a slippery slope, but they are so cool that in some cases, like B-Hop Easy and Circuit Kitsune, I think it is worth doing.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting
especially
that
beginner maps where it's
people want the original telly hops and B-Hop Easy.
Reset.
Ones that throw you right into the wall immediately.
How would the portals look for that? But yeah, I think in cases like that we should do it, especially if the map is around and is keen on it. Yeah, doing. They do look very good.
Oh, sorry. Were you asking like what should we do? Or
I was saying I think we should in those cases.
Yeah.
Like if the map is keen, or if the map's really old and they're not around, and I think with B-Up Easy we could do it as well. The other thing is
let's go.
This doesn't actually require.
No, I didn't drop it early enough. Fuck! I'm so close. I'm almost a tier 3 conquer.
This doesn't require a decompile, which is weird, but portals are point entities, not brush entities. So you can just stick them in and do like use Lumper to place a portal.
Yeah, if there is lighting, you will probably need to rerun VRAD with the.
Oh shit! No, you're right.
Like lighting through portals, because we allow that, which is a really cool feature. I'm curious to see. I mean, yeah, like P2C has lighting on their portals, but like, yeah. Oh. I don't think I can beat this map. We're kind of approaching the end anyway. I will need to eat. So. Damn. I mean, I'm good to call it there. Was there anything else we wanted to talk about? Any other input for that question? Any other questions that you guys have before we Those small conchs are impossible to play with. Size doesn't matter. Okay, no, yeah, it's fair. I mean, for me, it's doable. It's just like I'm mainly looking at the UI. Oh fuck, that was close. So. I think they're cute. I really like them, but yeah, I know we're going to change. We're going to have a hard-coded model scale for for when you throw it, like when it's spawned in the world, the projectile. But in hand, right? Like, yeah, like it's a little cute conch grenade, right? It's meant to be a little grenade, but like, yeah, that is just hard to see. So I agree. We will increase the size.
One of our cosmetics needs to be the original TFC conch.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of a glow up for put PBR textures on it, make the handle better.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. Wee. Quite brave. I've beaten like Imatet or whatever that other tier 3 one is. I've beaten some, but yeah, it's rough. I am not well practiced in my tier 3 conking. What were you saying, Louis?
We also need to add view sway back. It's very important.
Oh yeah, and actual concussive.
Yeah. We need to add the concussion.
Yeah, you gotta actually
Be
get
mandatory.
concussed. Whee. That's true. But yeah, I'm just excited to when we add every single map into the game, and then I can just play any one of them, and you know, if it's too hard, I just whip it out the map selector and go, hey, there's a tier 1. Let's go. Oh, change map safeguard. I miss you. Just kidding.
Yeah, that kind of screwed me over in the RJ map. I was on the last checkpoint and I hit it on accident. Hit restart.
Oh. Oh shit. No, yeah, I'll try to stream tomorrow as well. I have missed it. Also, how has the stream looked, by the way? Both people in this call and in chat. I've tried, I'm back to X264 encoding because I have a fucking 9950 X3D, so it can do it. Has it been good? Has it been choppy? Other than Lumia's Discord capture, I think Discord screen sharing was bad. Does it look clear?
It looks really good to me on Twitch.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I think
No compression artifacts or anything crazy because it's on, I think, slow encoding, and I'm only using 17% CPU. So
go back to that dark area without the flashlight.
Where?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's lights. Okay, I was like, why can you see the conch in here? That looks strangely bright. There's just really dim lights. Okay.
Really dim. Yep. Oh, whoops. That's true. Twitch compression. I mean, yeah, the main thing would be I need to compare it again. Oh, wow, I made it. Just okay. I didn't know that was a double. The main thing would be comparing it against the previous Q&As and with my 2080 Ti. Oh my god, you have to fucking what? Do you have to like triple it? What? Maybe I have to get a...
No, just be a ground one into a handheld in the air, probably.
Oh, I see. Yep. Oh, okay. But I gotta do a better boost from the ground one. And not stand right in front of it. Okay, my bad. Fuck. Hell yeah. I can do it. I can beat this map and then we'll call it. But yeah, I'm glad that the stream looks good. Yeah. This will be the settings I use for tomorrow as well. Fuck. There we go. Oh, water connectors. Let's go. Into a water.
That's how you know it's a good map.
Yeah.
I like the under texture for the water as HD, and then the top's just garbage.
How do I fucking what? Okay, do I have to like handhold this? Oh my god. Okay. Try my best. I mean, I can get on top. The fuck? This is just the connector. This isn't even the jump. Where am I? All right, hold on.
Maybe we need flat shirking in Conk too. This kind of sucks.
This does kind of suck. Oh my god. All right, so you need like the perfect fucking angle for this.
How's Fedora so far? Got
Very good.
resistance now.
Very good. Yeah, no, it's really solid. I think there's one bug with my AMD GPU that they fixed in the next one, and so I have to wait until like I think next week is when they update like QT and stuff. The next version of QT will fix it, but yeah, that's like the biggest problem that I have right now. All of my other complaints are just around like things like Fortnite and shit not being on Linux, but what can you do about that other than emulate or not emulate? I mean, I know there's, yeah, like Looking Glass and stuff for VM where you can do a direct pass-through, VFIO, like VM stuff, so might look into that. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of wanted to have one good, like, rig, like, GPU, as opposed to having, like, another one and, like, I don't know. So, but yeah, that's very specifically a problem with, okay, hold on, let me see. I have an idea. No, fuck. It's too powerful. How do you... Okay, this is like a tier 10 map. How the fuck do you... Oh, do I do it underwater, maybe? My tiny conch underwater? Fuck.
No.
I got it. I got it. I'm so close. I can feel it. It's one of these. Fuck. Too far forward. Oh. Damn. I don't think I can beat this map. I'm sorry, guys. It's too hard. No, how is that not it? Oh, I hit the edge, I think. What? This is like the craziest skill check right in like the middle of the fucking map. What? When are we removing B-Hop? Immediately. There we go. We did it. I'm beating the map. Into the belly of the beast. Oh my god, another water connector. Let's go. I'm just kidding. It's just the lighting. Oh, okay. So now I have to actually dribble. Or probably quad. Oh, lame. I didn't time it exactly right. Oh. Well, can I save it? No. Could try to use these. I don't really need that though. I just need timing. There we go. I think that's near enough. That should be it. No? Okay, that's it. Let's go. Let's go. I'm a conquer. Beat a tier 1, even though that felt like tier 17. All right. So that is where we will end the stream today. Thank you all so much for watching and asking awesome questions. Definitely join our Discord, !Discord. Yeah, we are dangerously close with O10. We don't have a date because we still, again, need to do some required things. Once the required things are either near completion or done, we can start to set a date and, like, announce it. Right? We'll probably send an internal date. Maybe, you know, try to sprint through some of the stuff that we have left. Again, I don't want to burn out the team, so it's a delicate balance. But yeah,
we got the changelog. We'll definitely start getting on with more in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
And like we just need to make sure we're not leaving media stuff too late. But I think we'll be alright.
no, I think we'll be
Sorry
all
for
right.
stressing out about it recently, but I think we are.
No, I think we're on good
Close.
pace for it. So
But also, O10 is genuinely so much stuff. It might like when you first load the game, there's enough kind of continuity with like existing stuff that doesn't seem completely different, but so much stuff has changed. So much stuff is way better now, and
Yeah.
it's a much better platform to build future stuff off of. Like, yeah, we're gonna be in a good spot after O10 in particular. It's a trailer work in progress, sort of.
yeah.
We have a kind of textual storyboard that I put together. We have a set piece that I'm pretty confident we're going to do, so I'm not going to say what it is, but with all the trailer stuff we've done before, sorry, I know we're about to start, but I can't really talk about trailers a tiny bit.
It's okay. Yeah, no, you can talk about it.
I've had so much fun doing the trailer videos, like the little videos. They take too long, they're always silly, but like they're fun. And like, you know, the one we did for Portals, where me and Ninja Cookie like just made a map with like portals and shit that you go through, and it was complete overkill, but great fun. The 088 for CS:GO, where we have like Bray like verting up Vertigo, weirdly. I've never thought of it like that, but verting up CS Vertigo or DE. It's a what do we call it? It's a
Hostage.
map.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like silly stuff there, and then like I guess the last one was 08, 010, 091. We had like Al reacting to the fucked up version of Seagaz that I made.
Yeah.
Like I changed the value of pi to be 3 instead of like using the math.pi constant, and just saw how broken it got. So we have an idea for a set piece for that that's related to replays. That Mac has made somewhat. We need to detail it.
Yeah.
We're not going to spend ages on it, but we do want to do it because it's pretty sick. It's not a hostage map. Vertigo is a bomb. What we're talking. So yeah, well, we're not going to like make that block 010. If it's taking forever, we'll just simplify it. But we're going to do something. And we said this before. We're going to have a long form video as well, where we talk about all the stuff in the update. And that'll be commentary from different team members talking about mainly the stuff that they worked on. So Nick introduces stuff, talk about the update overall, and then Rio might talk about the timer and replay stuff, I think. I get Ellis talking about Zone UI, I don't know. I'll talk about web. Nice way to like highlight different people and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm slightly spoiling stuff, but I'm not talking about the main set piece that we've got for the main video, which I think will be great fun.
Yeah.
Panzer literally just pinged Mac in the team channel, saying at Mac, send me the VMF for your trailer map. So Panzer's gonna start working on that. It's gonna be good.
Hell yeah. So we got to write and start to execute on that. Once we have a script and we have roughly what we need to do, like known, we can start to just kind of iron out the date, like and set a date. So it could be that we have a rough idea by the next Q&A, but don't hold me to that. There might be something that we haven't, like there's a bunch of bugs that we're finding that keep popping up. Again, we want to make sure that it's stable and not popping up with JS exceptions every time you hit a checkpoint on Linux. And then there's a bunch of crashes and stuff that we're figuring out. So
working through it, they are annoying though. But it's also getting map finalized to the point where the guidelines, like we're confident we can let lots of people in to do map porting.
Yes.
Which we're almost there, and we've had some people who are really helpful with it, but we still want to get a little bit of stuff finished. But I mean, a lot of the lumber stuff is now done, and I'm quite happy to stay at lumber at the moment.
Yeah.
Even though there's a major bug that Nathan just told me about.
But
yeah, we'll be. It'll be interesting to see where we're at in a month from now, because there's a few things we haven't shown off that say Rio's been working on, because Rio's finished his multiplayer stuff now and is doing kind of more general stuff. But we're definitely at a point where there's relatively little like outstanding work to do. It's mostly just bug fix and polish, which we're not going to do a massive amount of. Like, we will get it out. We know people are very excited for it. But oh my god, I just realized.
Massively excited for it.
sorry, slightly unrelated, but every month we struggle to think of a thumbnail for the Q&As, and it's always a good Q&A when I've got a really obvious answer what the thumbnail could be. And this one has to just be Jigsaw.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah, that's good. We'll set it. Let Traz know, or just send Traz the thing. But
I'll let him know to look for the when we're playing that map. But anyway, yeah.
Do we have anyone to raid?
Disraz was streaming, I think.
Yeah, let's do Disraz because.
Oh,
Okay, I don't know what Rack
Oh,
is
seven.
playing Momentum, but is also drawing chicken wings, I think. Or Rack is mapping and drawing some chicken wings. So
He's no Mike. Let's do Disraz.
okay, well Disraz is also. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, he
No,
might
he
not
was
be
also-
on Mike. Yeah. He's playing some Trick Surf at least.
Yeah, sick. Okay.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. We'll hopefully have by the next one either a date for O10 or just showing off the things that we have while we're working on getting the date for O10. We are very close. We're very close.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for remaining patient as always. It is coming. It's gonna be awesome, and it's only gonna get better, right? So sweet. Go and enjoy some Trick Surf, which is a mode that we will eventually also have, but
Eventually,
down the
yeah.
line. Down the line. It's O10O's most important, and then we'll kind of flush out and see what else we'll have. But go and enjoy Trick Surf. It's a very unique style of gameplay for Surf. But yeah. Cool. All right. Oh, yeah, I saw it. It's capturing the thing. My bad. I didn't know that was... Yeah, okay. Well, that's how I do it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Bye-bye.